Okay, at this point, I feel like probably all of you are people who I already know or who know me at least. Um, this is a birthday stream, so I think this is probably. Oh, Miss New Boo Boo, thank you for cheering. Yay! um, yeah. I've been. Let me go ahead and get this going then. Shall we go back to the back? Yes. Um, so game, game. Um, so people have been asking me to stream Final Fantasy VI, mostly since I started streaming, which was in 2015. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's been a while. But I kept being like, no, I stream games that are blind runs because people share the emotions of things with me as I experience them for the first time. And so without being able to offer that, what's the point of streaming a game? Are people actually going to see it? What do I have to offer? But actually, the reason why we're doing this, because I tried to do special streams on my birthday in the years that I've been emotionally up to it. Last year was not good. But so a couple of weeks ago, actually, my friend Chrono in chat, shout out to Chrono, who's one of our mods. Chrono asked something or said something about Final Fantasy VI, and I was like, well, you see, actually, thematically, Final Fantasy VI is a story about love, and it is a story about the different kinds of human love. And so each of the characters' stories goes into love and how that particular kind of love can give them strength. And I just kind of dumped words on this subject. And fortunately, everyone in Discord was like, okay. And so I was like, I have big feelings on this subject. And people are like, oh, well, we want to hear your feelings on this subject. And I was like, okay, well, in that case, I know what my birthday stream is going to be. This is me telling you guys all of my feelings and thoughts from when did this game come out? 1992? It's been a while. It's been a while. About this game, which is one of my favorite games of all time. My band is named The Returners after this game. I have my friend Locke Cole here. Also, Brenneman, who's in chat, gave this to me at MagFest this year. I think it's a reminder for me not to take things too seriously. Locke is a really serious character, but he's goofy sometimes. So this is going to be... There's no, order or plan. This is going to be a free-for-all. I have an MFA in creative writing. I'm a published fiction writer, although no novels, but I'm working on it. I have big feelings about storytelling and narrative. I like to talk about them. I rambled about them in Final Fantasy X, and people seem to have fun with that. So we're going to do that. Except the difference is, again, with this game, I have, literally an entire lifetime of thinking about this game and everything in it. Way too much. I have written 3 pieces of fan fiction in my entire... 4, if you count the one that my sister and I wrote about King's Quest 3 when we were 5. But discounting that, Final Fantasy VI is one of the only things I've written fan fiction for King's Quest 3, Phantasy Star 4, Sailor Moon, and Final Fantasy VI. And that's it. Oh my god! Okay, Andrew. Brennan Mania also has a dog named Tara for the same reason. No, you don't want to read my fanfic, Chrono. It is very old and not good. Alright, so if anybody really wants me to play the Game Boy Advance version instead, speak now and provide me with exactly the links to click on and download the thing and get the thing, and everyone will have to have a delay. We will do that now. Otherwise, we're just gonna do the Super Nintendo version because that's the version that I know. This is the version that is etched upon my soul. Ah! Come on. Why are my buttons? Buttons? What? Yes. Well, no, but it being engraved upon your soul, Nibelung Valesti, is that's different. That's a different experience. It's a different experience than what we're talking about here. I'm not divine assault, Nibelung Valestiing. I'm just in love with this game. So as you can see, this this has been played. But we're gonna start a new save. I have the Game Boy Advance game pack, but I don't have the ability to play that unless you want me to have a second webcam pointed at God, I think I have a Game Boy Advance still. I do have all of that stuff, Tin Kelp. I just don't have it on my computer. I could show you my version of this cart, and I could show you my version of Final Fantasy VI for the Game Boy Advance, and I could show you the little soap that's designed to look like Final Fantasy VI for the Game Boy Advance that a friend got me too. So, yeah. Okay. No, we're not pirates in this game. We're rebels. There's a difference. So somehow, as a child, it never occurred to me, even when steampunk became a thing, that this was a steampunk story. But it tells you right there, steam engines, and Narsh in particular is the most steampunk setting in the game. There's a slight bit of cyberpunk-ish happening in a couple of places. Sort of, not really. I don't know why I wound up not falling in love with steampunk, given that this game was so formative for me. It's so beautiful. All right, we're doing this. Oh, is it going to play in this version? Okay, well, it will. Yes, it is. We're going to do this. Give me a sec. So fun fact, people think that my bandmate Wedge is named for Wedge from this game, as opposed to Wedge in this game, Wedge and Biggs being named for Star Wars. Biggs, same thing. That's what happens when things get a little bit off. That's right. The first time I played Final Fantasy VI. Sorry, I hope you guys don't mind me talking through this intro. Like, that is extremely, extremely dark, you know? It's extremely dark. And again, like, as a child, you don't necessarily think about that. It doesn't, you're just like, oh, okay, she has a slave crown on that robs her of all independent thought that she's worn for some indefinite period of time for most of her life. Here we go. You guys ready? We're doing this. fact, every single version of Terra's theme in this game is in a different key. That's the version I know. So when I'm jamming with friends, I always wind up having to transpose it a bit in my head to get it. So, yeah, that's just gonna happen. I have my flute here. I know this soundtrack really well. So don't be surprised if I'm just like yammering and I'm like, hold up, we gotta play some flute. Or just start singing along. I'm totally gonna sing the aria. You don't think we're not gonna sing the aria, because we are singing the aria, even if I think it's a little too low for me in the actual game version. Well, we're doing this if we get to the aria, which I don't know if we will. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I even have, okay, so one of my cats used to eat paper, but I have Final Fantasy VI, the music book. Also, Ella got sick on the back cover, so I had to take it out. Anyway, I have had this for a really long time, and it's that. Yeah, no, I totally sing the aria with the Super Nintendo lyrics, with my band, the Returners, because I like Final Fantasy VI a lot. You'll never guess who named the band. It was me. It was me. So, the first time that I played Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy III at the time, way back in the day, I was very excited. My sister and I were little kids playing video games together, and what usually happened was my sister would hold the controller and I would keep track of what we were supposed to do and what people said, and the fact that, oh, why did you go into that cave wearing metal gear? They told you that wearing metal stuff isn't going to work, and now you can't move. Oh, what, they said that, Lauren? Yes, they did. So, oh gosh, no, I did say Metal Gear, didn't I? Metal Gear! No, so there had been, EGM was our video game magazine of choice, because it was like the right balance of hilarity and seriousness. And EGM had a preview where they talked about the game, and I distinctly and clearly remember what I thought happened at the beginning of the game based on having read the preview. And I think of myself as being a person with pretty good reading comprehension, but I was convinced that there had been a rumor of an Esper encased in ice. So far, so good. So then Edgar, the King of Figaro, sends his people into the cave to retrieve the Esper, who is Terra. When she is thawed from the ice, she has lost her memories. So I wasn't quite there, but I think you could probably understand how someone excitedly reading magazine preview of the translation of the beginning of a game might get some of those details wrong. It would be a very exciting story. I think you could make a functional narrative out of that. And it's not the narrative we got. But, all right, don't laugh at me if I'm terrible at this. They're gonna yell at me. Oh man, I do kind of wish this was bigger. Oh yes. All right. So I am steering around with the control sticky thing because I'm really bad at D-pads. Machine writing, self-important. I love how machine writing is a slur. Machine writing. Woof woof. That's what I play. Let's just like tech-missile this guy. Alright. Okay, not that I'm biased, but this is the best version of the victory theme in any Final Fantasy, and there are a lot of Final Fantasies. And admittedly, I haven't played every Final Fantasy, but I don't think I need to know that I'm right. Like, just listen to the bass line, which is having a really good time. Yeah. And you've got like some like chuggy distorted rhythm guitar stuff happening there. You got your brass doing the melody, and the drum is like having a groove. I don't know what to call that. Machine Rider probably is a Final Fantasy enemy. In fact, if we find Machine Riders at any point, Serious Inc., we will know we're fighting them. No, but I mean, just like listen to this. It's got like a slightly grungy, slightly dirty rocking sound to it, but then you've got like this like horn section happening, which is like those two don't usually go together, but it gives it a lot of like force and pop and brightness and energy. Whereas like as much as I love Final Fantasy IX, it has like a little do 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 do. I got a recorder. I'm playing my recorder. It's very delicate. This is not delicate. No, they're not doing jumping jacks. They're doing this. Which, if you're dressed as a Final Fantasy character, somebody is going to ask you to do that, and you're just gonna... I've done that before. I dressed as Terra for Halloween this year. I thought about wearing my Terra costume to play this, but then I was like, what if I just wore my favorite new dress instead? I don't get to... Somehow I can't go tromping into buildings in my giant Magitek armor. Oh my god, in Final Fantasy XIV, there is Magitek armor that plays Terra's theme when you ride around in it. Guess what I ride around in all the time? All the time. All the time. Actually, you know, I always thought these guys were dressed like the shopkeep in Secret of Mana. But now that I look at it, I think they're actually wearing cold weather gear. The reason why I wouldn't have thought of cold weather gear is because I grew up in Texas. Now I live in Toronto. There's snow outside right now. It's very exciting. I have to wear cold weather gear to go out. Yeah, Brenneman, don't worry. You can't miss it. It'll happen. You'll get it. It's good. Alright, we're gonna tech missile you guys. What? I thought that was... Okay. Well, maybe we'll bio-blast both of you. There we go. I want to do a group attack. So I play... My band plays a medley of music from this game. It has 6 songs in it and is over 6 minutes long. So I know weird parts to a lot of the songs. Oh, I never turned off the mount music because otherwise how would I listen to Terra's theme as I ride around Eorzea, huh? That's what I remembered after I realized I couldn't do it multiple enemies, Blue Glass. It would have been great to annihilate. So these dudes send their puppies. Why are you sending your puppies? That is mean and not okay. I'm sorry, puppies. I was just playing Twilight Princess last night. Let's just... Can you... Okay, you can't. For some reason I thought you could group heal. But you can't. Maybe she can? Or maybe my buttons aren't properly mapped. Like, just like listen to like... I swear that's... And you see like the guys hesitate. They're like, oh, jeez. They bioblasted our puppies. I mean, that doesn't look like what I'm used to. Okay, maybe I should... I'm gonna use the D-pad. I'm gonna use the D-pad. I can't be trusted with the, heal force. I thought you could do... Oh! I thought you could do everybody. Okay, well, I guess not. I haven't even noticed my stats. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying as much attention to this game as I should be. Probably at this point. Oh my god, I'm sorry, like every time I hear, maybe it'll wear off by the time we beat the game, if we beat the game, but I'm really excited about that victory song. So you walk around here I love that the item shop symbol is Aladdin's lamp. Why is that? I don't know. You can, so actually most of the game is best played, oh, pincer attack. Most of the game is better using, like it's better to use physical attacks quickly rather than rely on magic. I was playing this game with somebody who was playing it for the first time, and a couple of years ago, and he got very frustrated because he died on the floating continent, as one does. And so I took over, and he had been trying to very strategically and intelligently and carefully use the proper magic in the proper circumstances, and I was just like smash, 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 which is actually what you have to do in any part of the game that doesn't actually require you to use magic. I guess it could be an oil lamp. I guess that would make sense. No, D-pad, Lauren. Don't use the stick. Don't use the stick. Oh, wow! I just glanced down with the to press the button that turns off the stick. That hasn't been an option since the PS2. Well, apparently I still have that instinct in me. Wait. Oh, do the blitzes get more powerful if you use, So one thing, I played this game and I know it very well, but I don't know like all of the like super sneaky, this is how the stats work. Mammoth. Mammoth. I want to say that is something, is that a language? Is that a spell in a video game? What am I thinking of? Hi, Chibima! Yeah, well, I know that a lot of things got broken. Like, some of the game's stats are glitched, and some of the characters are broken, and Vanished X Zone isn't supposed to work the way it does. Well, I don't know that it's... Hang on, I gotta move this out of the way. Sorry, I gotta move this. No, relocate it, relocate it. There we go. Okay, there. Now it is off of chat, and I can see it. Sorry, folks. Yes, we are emulating this. I have owned multiple copies of this game on multiple systems. Square has my money. You can be sure that Square has had plenty of my money. Yes, it's Z-SNES. I tried using a different emulator to play this game the last time I tried playing it. I was just like, no. Also, don't be surprised if I call them Squaresoft. It's been a while, but they still are. It's not as glitchy as Secret of Mana was. So, who here has not played Final Fantasy VI or watched it be played and therefore doesn't know what's happening in it? Yes, no, I still call them Squaresoft too, sometimes. Oh, I didn't know that, Blue Glass. Okay, well, clearly you guys are gonna have to help me make my character super broken. Okay. Well, I'm afraid this is probably not going to be the best playthrough to experience if you want to really get into the story and experience it purely. As you can tell, I'm not necessarily treating it with the full emotional force. Oh, right! They're rats, so they're poisonous! Hey, did you know, etymologically, do you know what were-rat or werewolf? Were means man or person. So it literally means person wolf or man wolf. So the were doesn't mean the transformation. It doesn't mean this is a thing that turns into it. It means that it's a person wolf. Isn't that an interesting bit of etymology? I love language so much. I mean, Squeenix is convenient. Squeenix is a convenient thing to call them. Magic board, okay. I will be talking about the story more. Right now I'm just kind of being excited. It's true, Sonic is not a human. I mean, he's a person, though. Like... I don't know whether the order of the terms makes a difference, Serious Inc. I don't know, Brunamania. I haven't really thought about that. But we're murdering lots of things here. Eerie glow. No. I'm good. I know a save point or two. Oh, I should probably heal my party. We're gonna save on the 3rd slot and try not to save over the others. Alright, I guess I should maybe pay attention to what I'm doing a little bit. Oh, look, I can't fit. So, my first video game cover band that I was in, it's called Descendants of Erdrick, and there's a, the girl who founded that band started a new band with the same name, and they do a cover of Final Fantasy VI, because she's got Terra and Magitek armor tattooed on her arm. And she does the in the song. Oh, it's not in this part. And it's really atmospheric and perfect. Yes, we're probably going to do that, Stolen Light, because I too do that. I think the original idea of a werewolf is not necessarily that it was a were that became a wolf. It might just be that it is a were and a wolf. I don't know. Uh-oh! I just saved and I should have healed. What was I thinking? Okay, well that's okay. Fortunately, we're gonna have some turns to heal. You guys ready? Will you forgive me? It's chaos! That's just gonna happen periodically. We're doing this. We're doing this. Oh, that's right. Chaos. Is Chaos the Lich in 1? No. The Lich is in 3? I haven't played this NES ones, really. Okay, so this was very difficult when I was a kid. We'll see if I can do better, but I did just save. I'm not paying as much attention to strategy as I usually try to do. And stores it in its shell? So we're gonna heal during those turns. I like the Whelk is just like sitting there. Don't attack the shell. Sorry, I'm sorry, I can't help it, I can't help it. I really like this game. I really like this game. Okay, so right now I'm kind of trying to get a sense for, oh. Okay, so now this is when I should have healed. Well, that's all right. Okay, now we could potentially survive if we accidentally hit the shell. So we're just gonna sit here because it's an active time battle. What would you do if you can't turn off the active time battle in this one, right? Do I want to do bolt beam? No, I don't want to do bolt beam because it's a lightning thing. So ice beam? Oh, why am I doing fire beam with her? I have a thing that is more powerful than that. No, Magitek. Nope. Oh, you don't need it. I don't know if anyone needs it. Yeah, I know, Tofi. I don't even know if I'm missing anything. What does X for even do? I don't know. Don't grew. It didn't grew. Yes! Okay. Oh, it's into death. Okay. Yes! Okay, so this game isn't actually that hard, although the floating continent and select other areas are. Ha! Oh no! Nailed it! Oh my god, Humming Hermano, that's great. And terrible. High five to you, my friend. High five to you. Oh my god, I love this music. I love this game. It fills me with absolute joy. Like, just listening to the music puts me in a happy place. I love this game, folks. Oh, I shouldn't have bioblasted. Well, that's okay. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about how much I love this game. So there is actually really serious content. This game is actually almost unnecessarily excessively melodramatic. If you're ever like, gosh, Lauren sure does love melodrama and tragedy. I wonder where she first encountered melodrama and tragedy in video games. I know, Blue Glass. This game is basically an opera. Yes, we will talk about that. I don't know though. Okay, so Stolen Light, I didn't like Chrono Trigger nearly as much. And a large part of that is because Chrono Trigger is a much more comedic game with a lot more emphasis on humor, a lot more absurdity, and it's much less focused on the characters and their individual personal stories where they are not as fleshed out as people. That's not quite the way it's emphasized. But yes, no, it is more lighthearted. So I would say that's not necessarily the style of all... Oh, we used to Final Fantasies, not RPGs. Yeah, Final Fantasy V was a comedy. Final Fantasy V, I got to a certain point and was like, this game is too silly for me. I can't handle it. But Final Fantasy VI is, like, Locke is my favorite character, and he has an unnecessarily dramatic story. Yes, and Bart's. But its job system's a little bit, It does have, like, the thing is, it has, like, really serious music. But okay, so you know Clash on the Big Bridge, which is one of the best songs in any video game ever, and it's, like, the most awesome, like, badass battle theme ever. You're, like, fighting, like, cats hang gliding in on kites while that's happening. It's just, Anyway. Yeah. It's got good music, though. But I love this one. Listen to the bass line on the overworld here. So, interesting thing is that, like, Repo Man, I doubt that name actually has anything to do with the guy's original name in Japanese. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Dynanaut! But I feel like Ted Woolsey puts in a lot of jokes that you would only really get if you were a grown-up. God, I love the guitar sound in that. I think is the same as the guitar sound for the rhythm guitars in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. If somebody here can confirm or deny that. Oh man, try talk. Yeah, see, them being a highwayman, like, kind of makes more sense than a repo man. Why did he name them repo men? Because that's scary? I don't know. So. Wait, is this not try talk? Wait, what is its other name? Valagarmanda? Valagarmanda? A lot of the names have, like, mythological origins. What is the origin of Valagarmanda? Valagarmanda? Is it, like, Charmander? Or, like, Salamander? Because it's more of a cockatrice-type creature than a reptile. Okay, it's a Hindu deity. Okay, that would. Okay, well, in that case, that fits in. Yeah, no, I know this is Tritalk. Tritalk is the name that I know it by. Which does anybody have the origin of Tritalk, the name? Oh my god. This song is in 7/8. Actually should be up an octave, but I'm going to spare you guys because as it was, the battle theme goes up to the top note and Flute's register. Yeah, probably avoiding some of the ones that were more well known as gods or goddesses, maybe? I don't know. Fun fact, I think Seraphim is what I'm renaming the robot protectors in my novel. So... like there's Another World of Beasts, which is the name of the song, does such a good job of, because it's in 7/8, it's really 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. It's disorienting because we want things that are in even sets that are consistent, that are like divided, like divisible by 3 or divisible by 2. And it's just not. It's a prime number. It's not one of those. And it's really kind of off kilter. And like the rest of the instrumentation drives that home. But the choice to make the otherworldly song be in a time signature, which if you don't know music, when I was counting to 7 there, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, that's what I'm talking about. The rhythm, the basic construction of the song is built on the foundation of a rhythm that is unnatural feeling. So it is disorienting. I thought his name was actually Mash because it's written out. The Japanese stuff that has letters written in English on it spells out Mash. And that's entirely possible, Brandamania. I don't have advanced musical training, but yeah, sometimes people are like, I choose to call Tara Tina. And I'm like, okay, well, do you call Sabin Mash? And they're like, which is always a great moment. I'm sorry. I think I'm funny. Okay. I didn't know that, Stolen Light. There are a lot of things that I don't know about this game. I just know some things and have feelings. So Tara's name in the Japanese version is Tina because they wanted a name that sounded a little bit exotic. And so in Japan, Tina is an exotic sounding name. Now, Tina is not an exotic sounding name in English in America, but Terra, T-E-R-R-A, has kind of that, ooh, that's interesting. That's an archaic Latin term for Earth. So I think that as far as localization goes, it makes a lot of sense to try to get that feel. Because if I meet somebody who has a pet named Terra and it's T-E-R-R-A, I'm going to be like, oh, do you like Final Fantasy VI? Because it's distinctive. Some of the character names changed. Some of them didn't. Will! Hi, Will! Okay, Tudor, who just walked in, is one of my oldest friends, and he and I have known each other a really long time, and we both share a love of my boy, Locke Cole. This is my boy. He's my favorite. Yeah, Will and I go way back to college. I'm just losing my mind over this game. You know how it is. Sometimes it happens. But that's interesting, Stolen Light. I'm trying to remember what Madonna's name is in the Japanese version because it's not Madonna. It's interesting though because I think they added a more religious thing, but I guess it's indirected. No! Okay, I have really strong feelings. I have an OTP. Normally I'm like, oh, I really love these characters together. I'm a Locke and Sully's shipper. I'm sorry, I am. Don't get me started. You're gonna hear me get started at some point. Just to warn you, it's gonna happen. In fact, we can dig into that as soon as Locke shows up. See, he like the Esper just like sends them off into another dimension or incinerates them or something. Oh no, Will! Oh my god, okay, well reach out to me offline, okay? I want to talk to you and see how you're doing, okay? I hope you can enjoy your day today as much as you can. Well, I'm sending you big hugs. And I'll be in town sometime in a month or two, and I will see you then. Stalk you, track you down, and be like, we're friends, we're gonna hang out now. Yeah, that happened to a friend of mine too, and he landed in a much, much better place after the initial freak out. So I hope that this for you is like that too. And thank you. Okay, well, hot brushings, we're gonna dig into that in just a minute. I have big feelings. I want to get through this scene because it will be more relevant once we finish with this scene. I guess it's not this scene. I guess it's the scene after this. The World of Ruin wasn't an afterthought. There's an actual interview with the team that made the game, and it's really, really detailed and fascinating. And one of the things that's most interesting to me about it is that one of the lead writers was a woman, and she was in charge of writing Edgar's scenario. Because like they would divide up, each person had like each character had like their primary writer. And she was like, I think it's important that the womanizing character is written by a woman, and that means that he'll never go too far, which I really liked and that was really interesting. So yeah, all right, we're gonna listen to this beautiful song and we're gonna talk about things even before they show up in the game. So I said earlier, Final Fantasy VI is an exploration of the many facets of human love and how that is where we draw strength. So people think of romantic love as the most important love that there is. At least in, like, you know, Western society, that's what's held up as primary. I think to our detriment. So people will feel isolated sometimes because they feel like their romantic partner should be able to provide them with everything they need. People can up and move to be with their partner, but if somebody were to up and move to be around a group of their friends or to follow their closest friends somewhere, people might have a hard time understanding or accepting that, because the idea that you can have a relationship that isn't a romantic relationship, that is still one of the dominant, most important relationships in your life, seems very strange. So we make romantic love out to be the best and the closest. And I don't think that's fair or right or healthy, but I think that's also kind of reflected in how people sometimes approach characters and stories. And I think that that's one of my bigger complaints with people who ship Locke and Tara. Tara says, I am desperate for love. I want to know what love is. And so there's kind of this implied potential tension or interest between her and Leo, depending on who you talk to. Spoilers abound in this. This stream is going to be filled with spoilers. So, Tara finds love. She finds purpose. She finds a reason to live. She is fully and entirely fulfilled, non-romantically. Tara's love is the love of family. It is the love of a mother for her children, and it is the love of a family member for their family, but specifically maternal love. They call her Mama Tara. And that's where she finds love. And that's enough. And there's no romantic tension or romantic interest between her and anyone else, because there doesn't need to be. Because for a Western style narrative, we wish to impose a love story that is a romantic love story, because we believe that that is like the culmination of life, is to fall in love romantically with someone and be with them, and that's the end. Like, that's it. You have achieved success in life. But that's so limiting, and I think it's extremely powerful that Tara, who is the central figure of the first half of the story, less so the second half. The second half is Sully's story. But the first half of the story centers around Tara, and what she's trying to do is figure out where she belongs. What she's trying to do is figuring out who she is and who her family is. And so one half of it is a quest for identity. And that identity becomes like, you know, who I choose to be. And the fulfillment is the love that she finds, the maternal love that she finds, that she shares with, that she feels towards others. So to me, artificially imposing a romantic love that has no actual grounding, counter to the romantic love that is shown, the two characters in the game, who are the only example between two main characters of romantic love in the game, to break that up because you want to have a romantic relationship between Tara, I feel like that kind of undercuts the beauty of her story. And as someone who, without realizing it, identified as an ace teenager, very romantically inclined, but not necessarily motivated by hormones the way so many of my teen companions were, there is something really powerful and inspiring that Tara doesn't need that. Tara can be ace, Tara can be aromantic, that's fine, because she's still leading arguably the most fulfilling life of any of the characters in the game at the end. And that's wonderful. It's not that she's like, well, I couldn't get romantic love, so I guess I'll take this. This is what she wants. This is the love she needs. And I think that's incredibly powerful. I think there's no way, I could see Tara having a crush on Leo. Leo would never act on that because the power dynamics, Tara is very much like a child. And Leo is far too mature and responsible of a grown-up. I think he would take one look at her and be like, yes, you are like emotionally stunted through childhood trauma and not living in your own body for the bulk of your life. That's no. no, you're very pretty, but thank you, but no. Which is also part of why I find the idea of Tara getting romantically involved with one of the adult characters in the game somewhat uncomfortable too, because she is very childlike. Which we can kind of see as we're going to see now. We're playing Tara, who is a gorgeous design. So she had blonde hair in the original Amano art, but Amano gives blonde hair to everyone, and they decided that they wanted to make the characters more immediately visually distinctive from one another. And because Tara's not human, it made more sense to make her not blonde and let Sully's be blonde, because Sully's being blonde, with her pale coloration is very consistent with the spirit as pure as snow. And so with Tara, I think the green hair is a great choice, and just overall, just a gorgeous design. Let's talk to Jarvis, I believe is his name. That's right, we will go get the elixir and the clock. I think we have a chance to. It's amazing to me how much Arvis, okay, I was close. I was able to, how much they were able to convey and how much we were able to interpret from the really simple number of animations that they are able to give the characters. So think about this. Think about this for a minute. How long did Tara wear that crown? Has Tara ever been fully conscious as her own person in her entire life? When did they put the crown on her? Did Kefka do that shortly before sending her off to battle? Does she have memories? Or is this essentially the first moment that she really lives as a person? And how horrifying would it be to have your body hijacked like that? We're gonna do this because I mean, it's possible then as a small child, before her magic really manifested, they raised her. I mean, still, she would have been a captive. She would have been a scientific experimental subject. I don't remember because Celes talks to Sid about how Sid was kind of involved with raising her. Sid is like kind of the closest thing that Celes has to a parental figure. Yes, no, Tara was an infant when she was abducted. And it doesn't necessarily, like, I don't think there's any point in the game that makes clear when exactly the slave crown was put on her. I haven't seen Stranger Things because I'm a little hesitant because it's sort of horror, and horror for children can sometimes be too much for me. So PG-13 horror, I'm kind of a wuss. Either way, it's a deeply uncomfortable thing. I love the, like, audio artifacts on the woof woof because I guess it's a recording that they put in the game instead of something that they made a sound of. Tara is 18. Tara and Celes are both 18. The boys are mostly 25. It doesn't make any sense for that to be the case. Celes comes across as at least 20 in my opinion. But I don't. So, yeah. Oh, when she gets the crown. I mean, I guess that's true. It is anime. I mean, Final Fantasy X has ancient characters who are like in their mid-20s and in their 30s, I think. Okay, we got the clock elixir. Are you proud of me? I actually, last time I played this game, I'm pretty sure I remembered the Zozo time clock from memory. You know, Atsumu, surprisingly, despite growing up with this game and playing Flute, I figured out how to play Terra's theme on it, but it never occurred to me to make music like make video game music. Doug! Hi, Doug! Oh my gosh, all my friends are dropping by. I'm excited. Yeah, like, and I listened to OCR and things like that when I got into high school, but it never even crossed my mind until I was a full-grown adult many years later that I could ever possibly do anything myself like that. And it's really sad. I kind of wish that I'd gotten involved with that scene when I was younger, although at least this way that scene has never had to experience the drama of an emotionally unstable teenage Lauren. Just had to deal with Lauren going through a divorce instead, but... My first JRPG was Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. It took my sister and I a year to beat that. Then we played Final Fantasy IV, it took a year to beat that. We had a much easier time with 6 because by then we'd figured out how to do things and we were slightly older. I know Stolen Light, but I wasn't one of them. I was getting my emotionally unstable mess all over other communities. Mystic Quest is the reason why I lead a metal band. Mystic Quest is the reason why I like metal, because I grew up in a household with lots of classical music and classic rock. And then I played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest with its chugging electric guitars, and I was like, oh, what's that? Oh, I like that. That's really cool. So, yeah. Karsten, thank you. Oh, Karsten, we're coming to San Antonio in March. Are you in? I don't remember exactly which city you're based in, but the band is going to be playing at a show with a bunch of other bands and musical performers in March. Oh, you're in Austin. Okay. Well, we'll probably be playing in Austin again. Oh, no, we aren't. We're talking about doing that. It hasn't been like scheduled or anything, but late May. So, weekend. The one in San Antonio is on Saturday, the 14th of March. So, yes, for anyone who doesn't know, I lead a video game cover band called The Returners, named for these returners. That we're gonna see them shortly. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what day we'll be playing the other show, but my bandmate Wedge is gonna do a birthday show probably. So, but yeah, we are putting a Final Fantasy VI song on every single album that we do. So our first album had a medley of 6 Final Fantasy VI songs on it. That was 6 minutes long. It just kind of worked out that way. The Skies of Arcadia song that we played is Ixataka. With an X, I-X-A-T-A-K-A. So then the second album, which I finished recording all my parts and the guitars are the only ones to finish up, we did the aria. It's kind of sort of 90s rock ballad-ish, and I love everything about it. And there's really only one direction you can go when you put the aria on one album. There's really only one thing you can follow that up with. So do with that as you will, although actually we played a movement of it at a show already, so cat's out of the bag. Returners are learning Dancing Mad. Because our keyboardist was like, hey, this is a good song. And I was waiting on her. A, she does most of the arranging, and B, she had to be up to it. So, yeah. We learned movement 4. I got to sing in Latin. And, oh gosh, okay. We're gonna level up a bit here. And now we're working on learning Dancing Mad. Movement 1. And then we'll go from there. But we have to figure out how we're gonna divide up that big ol' organ solo. Yes. Yes, no, definitely Wedge had to be ready for it. I like took a screenshot of the chat conversation in which she was like, Dancing Mad's really cool. We could learn that. I was like, so yeah. No, I can't play all of it on flute because it's so much more fun to sing in dramatic Latin, Brenneman. The lyrics are really funny too, because they're all about like the king of destruction, the prince of terror, fire, terror, death. It's amazing. So like Kefka. Well, clearly, Doug, you just need to have a birthday and play your favorite game on it. Wow, 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 wow. I did! I survived another year, and I am... To give you an idea of how this year is comparing to last year, last year I was in such a bad way, I just plain wasn't going to celebrate my birthday. And so a couple of friends showed up on my doorstep with a pizza on my birthday and said, Lauren, it's your birthday. And then they sang to me. Because that was when Knox was dying. And I was having a breakdown and it was a really bad time. So the fact that this year I'm like, I have a birthday party planned that like 8 or 9 people will be at on Sunday. And I reached out to my Final Fantasy XIV FC to see if anyone will play with me late tonight. And I'm doing this here and like my talk to my mom and my roommate is going to be like, hey, and I'm like, it's like night and day. I don't know if I was going to make it through the past couple of years. I wasn't sure I was going to, but as it turns out, I'm doing relatively okay. Probably could have waited a little bit longer to heal. Yeah, by the way, if you don't know, Phoenix Down means it's one of the down feathers. Down is a type of feather. And phoenixes are birds. Thank you, Brenneman. Brenneman! Bless Brenneman. Brenneman has been there for me through some of the hardest times in my life. He has been a stalwart friend. That I am and will eternally be grateful for, so. I have good people in my life. Zinar, sleeping bags and running noses, huh? Gerunds, they're trouble. Although I guess that's not a gerund, that's a participle, right? A gerund is specifically when it's a noun, and in this case it's being used as an adjective, so that makes it a participle. Adjectival participle? Participial adjective? Yeah, no, I've gotten through the hardest times of my life, and a large part of how I managed to do it was because even when I couldn't do it myself and I could barely stand on my own 2 feet, I had people kind of helping me. Here we go. My boy. My boy. Yes. I sure do love Locke. But I was able to be here now because my friends were there for me. And I've had a really great community. Okay, so here we see him putting on the slave crown, okay. We don't know exactly when this is. She looks like she's tied up in that chair. But I feel like yeah, and so the idea that she is like killing their own soldiers says so much about Kefka. And this is also a thing that you don't fully understand as a child. That like this isn't even like war crime. This is just yeah. I was trying to think if there was like a more nuanced term than evil. No, this is just evil. And I mean, it's not unthinkable for, I mean, it's evil, but it is not unprecedented for governments to test out weaponry against civilians or their own people. That has happened before. That does happen. It's usually a sign that something is terribly wrong. I actually somewhat disagree with that on Chrono, but not entirely. Kefka, to me, seems like... to me, the game makes it clear that something fractured in him. But there's not... like he's a broken mind rather than like an eldritch horror. And when I think of a force of nature villain, I tend to think of like, I am the ultimate evil. Yes, and according to the novel, I don't know if it's not a light novel, there is a fiction, like prose prequel to this that is official in Japan. And apparently, according to it, Kefka got the magical infusion as an adult, and it destroyed him. Yes, I don't remember what the details are, but there is a prose text that is canonical that is only in Japan. Yes, I think that they do say that it drove him insane. Prior to realizing that according to that story, he was a full-grown adult, my theory had been that he was an older child, that they put it in experimentally, and he wasn't really raised carefully, and also was driven mad by that, and they didn't quite know what they were doing. So that by the time Sully's came around, she was very, very young when they infused her with magic, and did a better job of it. So, yeah. So it's interesting because he's just human enough to feel like he's actually a person as opposed to like a chaos god. Yeah, no, I think it does say that somewhere in Vector. But so he manages to still be human, and that makes him scary. It's like Luca Blight in Suikoden 2 is a human enemy who is terrifying. But you have to, if you're going to have a character like that, you have to really ground them somehow. Or else they kind of become cartoonishly evil. 'Cause like you can have like the terrifying god of chaos and destruction, where part of what makes them so scary is that they are beyond human comprehension. You can't reason with them, you can't relate to them, you can't know them or predict them, you don't have any chance at stopping them. Like, so like that, like the either unknowable or unstoppable, like great evil can be very effective. But when you have a human antagonist and you make them, they're just bad. They just want to take over the world because they want to take over the world because they're bad. Like, it really feels like a Saturday morning. It feels like a Captain Planet villain, except worse, because at least then you're like, oh, they're motivated by greed sometimes. Sometimes they just want to smash things. Yeah, like, Kefka gets something out of destruction, but in a way that's really warped and twisted instead of, like, he's not just evil. He is twisted. And it feels that he has been twisted to be a twisted person. That, to me, is what makes him effective. Now, my sister will say that she actually thinks that Kefka is not a very good villain because she finds him too boring, and that she thinks that he's too much a caricature of a villain instead of an actually engaging one. But what's interesting with her, then, is that she tends to hate villains that are what I would consider a sympathetic villain who is a good person doing the wrong things for the right reasons. She is more likely to dislike them as a character, like, for example, Joey from Suikoden 2. So she prefers the villains in Suikoden 1. But it's interesting stuff. And of course, then we have to have the caveat that current events have made me question my former stances on that's not how real people are. Surely nobody would be that petty and unnecessarily cruel with no benefit to themselves. That's not believable. Characters need to be more interesting than that because real people wouldn't be, but it turns out there are real people like that. And power seems to find its way to them sometimes. So let that be something that we take from this. And yeah. Yeah, no, Kefka does kind of come across as, oh, it's Kefka. Oh, he's such a crazy clown. And then he destroys the world. It's very interesting stuff. Look at how far we're getting in this game. We've made so much progress in an hour. Yes, I always thought Gestalt looks like a dog man too. Oh, what? Are you serious, Karsten? I guess I haven't encountered that. That's amazing. How did you not know that? So Gestalt looks like a dog, and Kefka laughs and sounds like a woof, like a dog. So they're just the puppy bad guys. Well, thank you, Hot Brushings. I did warn people this is going to happen. Our destiny. And so I guess this is after Terra has her crown on. How so, Brownomania? Just like Lauren just starts talking about Final Fantasy VI? Oh, did you Stolen Light? As a child, I didn't have the understanding of history to know what that was referencing, but it is not unsubtle, no. Oh God, I don't know nearly enough to be a panelist. Ah, okay. No, Kefka sounds like he goes, oh, woof, 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 woof. We'll listen to that. I didn't quite go that far, Eliza, but I can completely understand how you might think that. To be fair, rush through stuff. That seems in character. Anyway, sorry. I couldn't help it. I got overwhelmed. Well, no, feelings. I know that was a joke. It's funny. To be fair, as I was going to say, Locke is literally a treasure hunter. He goes into caves seeking treasure. That's what he does. The only time he steals anything in the game is when he is stealing people's clothes so he can sneak around. It's the only thievery he does in the entire game. And he is somewhat, his hand is somewhat forced. He's a treasure hunter. What else does he steal besides that? And that is a very stealing from monsters. But it's like but the thing is, I feel like the things that people do in combat aren't necessarily reflected in their character. Because the stuff that they're stealing don't make sense necessarily for those creatures to have that in their possession. So I tend to view that sort of thing as kind of extra game, like extra dash, like outside of. So he does know how to open locks. No, that is true. But again, he sneaks into places seeking treasure. So it's kind of like, to me, he's a lot more of a, like an Indiana Jones type character. And so that's like, in hindsight, looking back, I was like, he's not actually, I mean, he might have done some grave robbing, that's possible, but that's still, I wouldn't categorize as a thief. There's a reason why a grave robber is a different thing. But yeah, like you can, no, but everybody else loots chests. That's the thing. Every other character in the game takes stuff out of people's houses and opens chests. Yes, Locke can pick locks, but if we're actually going to look at those activities within the context of them actually occurring by real people in the real world, then everyone's a thief. But I feel like you just kind of have to be willing to suspend disbelief and be like, yes, we just barge into people's houses and take their stuff and nobody blinks an eye. That's just what happens. But that's not actually what is happening in the story. That's the gameplay that's been kind of overlaid, if that makes sense. So that's for me. Aside from Locke stealing clothing during that one section in South Figaro, which I love South Figaro. Yes, no. I mean, he gets a thief item. He gets like thief swords, I think, are a type of weapon. But the actual actions that happen in the story of the game and the scenes that are actually story related, how much stealing does Locke actually do? He's my boy. Again. He's shocked and horrified. Oh man. But yeah, no, so there's not really much textual evidence within the story and character scenes that back up him being a thief. But if people are like giving him a hard time because he's a treasure hunter who goes into caves and steals stuff, and they're like, and he's like, I'm Indiana Jones, and they're like, no, you're a thief, and he's like, no, I'm Indiana Jones, and they're like, no, you're a thief. Like, does anyone call Indiana Jones a thief? They might, if they do, I don't know, but that's what he is. That's the kind of thing he is. This belongs in a museum. I don't know that he would go that far, but yeah, no, but you could make that kind of argument, but that's not necessarily what people say or mean when they say it. Anyway, I'm Lauren the Flute, and this has been my defense of Locke Cole, because he's my boy. Also, what's funny is people talk about Locke being, applied archaeology, oh my god. People talk about Locke being this, haha, dashing debonair, like flirtatious, silly, like smirking, like charming rogue. Charming rogues are my favorite archetype of all time. I love them dearly. Locke Cole is one of my favorite fictional characters from all time. Locke Cole isn't actually the like dashing, charming, smirking, flirtatious rogue. He's not. He is the occasionally smart-assed everyman character. If there is a character who is comparable to him and his sense of humor and overwhelming seriousness, like he has some elements of the guy from Die Hard, where he's kind of like an everyman who like will like make wisecrack remarks, but mostly absurd or over the top things are happening around him, or characters around him are being ridiculous. Edgar is the flirtatious, charming. Edgar is that archetype more than Locke is. And if you actually look at Locke's scenes, he tends to be, he has wisecracking lines, but he is very emotional. He is very dramatic, very serious, and very tragic, and I love him for it. But if you were to write him as a Zorro, you would be doing him an injustice. See, searching the world over for relics of the past. He is literally a treasure hunter. He goes looking in caves for treasure. That's what he does. You can choose to take issue with that, and that's okay. But treasure hunting is more accurate. It's more specific. TLDR. Oh my god, did I ever tell you about the time that I dressed up as Locke Cole to play a show with my band? And my sister also dressed up as Locke Cole, and we were running around at a convention together in Florida, both dressed as the same character. And if you've ever seen a photo of me and my sister, we look a lot alike. And one of my good friends in Florida, or who was in Florida at the time, has facial blindness, and he was just like, "Why, Lauren? Why did you do this to me?" Yeah, but we've never dressed our mother up as Locke Cole. Yeah, this is the Super Nintendo version, because this is the one that I know better. I do, and my sister looks more like my dad than I do, but thank you, Hot Brushings. Yes, this is not normally when we play or how we play games, but this is my birthday, and we're doing it. We're doing it. See, like, if Locke were the flirtatious, like charming, smirking rogue, he would be like, "A lady, huh?" Which is totally what Edgar does. But that's not what Locke does. Locke is very serious. Well, no, but usually I play games blind, so I'm like crying over what I have never seen before, instead of just like taking an hour and a half to play 10 minutes of the game because I'm busy talking about everything to do with the game ever. Imperial Witch, which is actually more accurate than if they were to call her something else. Thank you, Kojiro. So when I first formed my band, but we hadn't formally made an announcement, you are correct, Josh. Thank you. We are having fun. We've been playing for an hour and a half, and look at how far we've gotten. So I took this screenshot and posted it up on my band's Facebook page before it announced what we were, because the Returners and Underground Resistance Movement. Oh, Subotai, thank you. Yay! I'm playing through a few other. Oh, I've played through a few. I've played through another Zelda, and I'm in the process of playing through another one. Now, I'm Zelda-ing. Tuesdays have just become my Zelda day. I feel like I could just play Breath of the Wild and just be like, for the rest of eternity, Tuesday is Zelda day. Yeah, like Locke being so tongue-tied when he sees Sully's at the opera scene. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just have feelings. I have so many feelings. I have feelings. Feelings! I have them. Oh my god, I love them so much. There's so much drama. He's so great, and he looks so cool when he's in his like down pose. He looks so cool. I love you, Locke Cole, and I love you and Sully's together, and you're my OTP forever and ever and ever and ever. I love this game. So, from a game design perspective, like this section, yes, suddenly Moogles. I'm trying to remember. Oh my god, Karsten, that is really, really good. I'm glad to know that the Final Fantasy XIV people continue to astonish and delight. Yeah, okay, are we gonna have the Final Fantasy VI as an opera conversation yet? I feel like I want to have a conversation about game design and Final Fantasy VI right now, because we're about to do this thing, which one thing that Final Fantasy VI does that no previous Final Fantasy, to my knowledge, did, and that I'm not sure that any other... I don't know that any other game before had done it, but it actually flows really well. And I've heard people complain about this, and maybe because I grew up with this game, it didn't bother me, but the fact that you have to have multiple viable parties or team members that are sufficiently overpowered that you can break them into different parties and have just 1 or 2 people carrying an entire party, which I've done that before too. Yes, we will get there. But so it's an interesting game design decision, and they introduce this to you very early with characters that you're not as invested in. But this happens, here, there's the battle for Narsh. Does it ever happen again? Are there any other instances of this specific setup where we have 3 parties that are split around? The Phoenix Cave. No, there's a difference between the parties. This is specifically a tactical battle kind of version of that. Versus my party splits up in a dungeon and has to go in different directions, which then there's Phoenix. It's not Phoenix. Kefka's, is it Kefka's Tower? No, there's another one. There's another one. Isn't there another one? I thought there was another one. Because there's this and the Battle of Narsh are the 2 that are tactical-ish. Phoenix Cave is 2 parties. Kefka's Tower is 3 parties, and you fight dragons there. So you have to pick the right party members that can withstand dragons. So you send them in the dragon direction. 7 took that one step further and was like, what if we just incorporated every possible kind of gameplay? What if we made a tactical RPG? What if we made Battleship? What if we made a racing section? Like, no, it's not good. Is there a Phoenix Cave in Final Fantasy VII? It's gonna be fun when I play the Final Fantasy VII remake, because I clearly don't remember Final Fantasy VII very well, so everything is just gonna be, it's the sequel to Crisis Core. Okay, so I didn't like 7. And I didn't like anything really about 7 except some of the songs. And then my sister told me that, and sorry to the people who've heard me give this spiel multiple times, but my sister was like, you should play Crisis Core, and everyone's like, you should play Crisis Core. You like melodrama and tragedy. You should play Crisis Core. And I was like, I don't like 7. And my sister's like, now I like 7. And now I like Cloud. And my sister and I had the same opinions on 7 and Cloud and stuff. And she's like, well, I retroactively like both 7 and Cloud because of Crisis Core. And I was like, what? So anyway, I played Crisis Core. And now I can't wait for the sequel to Crisis Core to come out. I'm really excited about it. So we'll see. Because if they have the versions of the characters from Crisis Core are what the characters in the 7 remake are like, as long as there's New Genesis, I'm so on board. But if there's any gacked in the game, I'll be very mad. I mean, they could like listen to some of his music, that's fine. Locke! My boy! Sorry. Facial blindness literally means the part of your brain that is responsible for understanding, interpreting faces just doesn't work right. Like, something about it isn't quite right. Moogles! Do you need to hear how this goes? Nope. We'll see. I mean, I could just, like, send Locke in to fight and kill everybody. But, oops, wrong button. Bam, 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 bam. I'm not a min-maxer type person, though. Do I really want Mog's equipment? Is it that big a deal? Alright, Mog. Everyone wants me to strip you of your stuff. I'm sorry. But you just use Edgar's his tools constantly. Why would you ever not use Edgar's tools? Bum 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 bum. Yeah, like if it's not the chainsaw, then it's auto crossbow, and if it's not the auto crossbow, then it's the chainsaw. fine. Move to the back row. Everyone? Any of these? Who here is a cuckoo doesn't have any health? Oh. Fine. Make me actually pay attention to the gameplay. Oh. Who does have... Wrong button! No! Ah! I'm failing at buttons. I thought you could switch back and forth between your characters. Oh, you can see it from the status screen. Okay. Can you? I'm sorry. I'm having some problems. It's not... Oh. It's not doing anything. I don't know what you're telling me to do, but it's not doing... What am I doing wrong? Oh, okay. Yes, I selected status, and it's not doing anything. That does not appear to be working. We're trying to see... Yeah, we can't do that on any of those guys. I had no idea that existed! Morningstar and Pike both go in the back row, correct? Because Morningstar is a thrown weapon and Pike is a spear, so that's a long weapon. Okay, so Flail and Full Moon and Pike all go in the back row. Mithril Blade does not. Okay. Right. Oh my god, I had no idea. I had no idea. I feel so enlightened. I'm like amazed. This is gonna hurt, isn't it? I guess I should maybe heal my party. I should probably heal my party. Please don't die! Please don't die! Please don't die! Don't die. Okay. Okay. Wait. Why is one of them using a brush? I guess they just randomly do things. Okay, so the pike and the boomerang are back row weapons. Is the paintbrush a back row weapon? Will, did you know about this? Did you know you could do this? I didn't know you could do this all these years. I had no idea. Okay, so second and fourth one. Okay, this party seems to be stronger than the others. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, I should probably heal my party. Do I want to heal one of these two? Oh my god, the French horn! The French horn is Locke's instrument. And in the final ending theme, where it plays their themes together, and Locke's theme comes in on the French horn, it's like, I'm gonna cry every time, literally every time. Do I want to heal one of these two? Is that a good idea? I don't strategize very well. I had a dream of covering that entire song with everybody. Yeah, but Josh, I only have 3 healing items. Okay. Yeah, but I've been meaning to do that for years. Although I guess I actually know more people now. So, oh god, Mog. Mog is like, yeah, I'm just gonna carry this team. Hi, Ampy, thank you. Like, normally my strategy is to just take my most powerful team and just, like, wipe out everyone else with them. But maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put that dream back together. The full cover of the ending medley. Maybe I should just do it. I forgot that I was going to do that. Because the people that I was reaching out to help me with that were people that I like barely knew at the time, but some of whom are now very good friends of mine who I've like slept in their spare room and we've like hung out a lot and I know their children. Oh shoot, I could probably dance. Well, whatever. We'll be fine. Bam, bam, bam. Fine. Bye, Eliza. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you dropping in. And thank you for following. Alright. Who should we fight the boss with? Locke or Mog? Not you, sorry. Locke is not... Yeah, Mog is a better choice. Mog is overpowered and Locke is not. I love Locke. He's my boy. He's my favorite. But part of the reason why I loved Locke is because my sister made me, she assigned, because you can assign this to be a multiplayer game, and she assigned me Locke and then would try to kill him with the rest of the party, so I really bonded with him. That's true, Will. Bye, intrusive Pendisword. I'm glad you could come by. Thank you. So far, my birthday's been good. I got delicious food and I hung out with my mom, like online. We had like an hour and a half video chat or something like that. Now I'm doing this and this is very fun. Oh yeah, see, like I'm just not a person who, I don't min-max things very effectively. Bam, bam. Hi, bonus Josh. Oh, now we've got 2 Joshes. Oh man, no, like stealing is like almost never a good idea. It's like broken in a bad way in almost every game that it's an option, I think. It's certainly not good in 9. The Moogles are like, we can tell that an innocent person is being threatened by these Imperials. We don't like the Imperials. You hear that? It's really cool when like this is being performed on stage and someone does that. And so Locke has a thing about wanting to save people. And this for him is obviously a flashback to the situation with Rachel. I don't even remember that you can steal in Chrono Trigger. I should probably play through that game myself at some point. Played through it with my sister a few times, but it's been a while. I like how they like discuss how her memory is bad, and then he's like, well, remember this. Oh, okay. Well, that's not quite the same. I mean, I guess it is, but Isla's an interesting character. Blue Glass, I was like, Big Bird? You don't fight Big Bird in this game. Aha! Let's go rob the stuff from the beginner's house. When I lead my Overcoming Shyness panel, where I teach people how to talk to people and make friends, I sometimes reference this. It's the beginner's house. Monster in a box, you ready? Man, I've heard about wacky stuff happening with EverQuest's, like unintentional stuff. I never played EverQuest myself, but my cousin. Yes, just take all the stuff. What? I love that this guy's standing on a chair. He's like, I'm way more important than everyone else who's standing on the floor. Also, I saw a mouse. Bam, bam. And these guys are all just like huddling around. What are we huddling for, friends? What are we doing? What are we doing? Sure, we could have a tutorial, but instead, out of my way. Like, so are these guys wearing like Davy Crockett hats? I don't know, but I think that's all the stuff there is to take from them. So, bye guys. Thank you. This might help me not die. Oh, it's their hair? Okay. Save. Save. Okay, so my natural tendency here... Wow, my monitor doesn't like this. I might have to tweak that a bit. Leafers! I would normally do a little bit of grinding here just because I'm a little bit nervous. And I have a free heal at the beginner's house. Wow! My monitor is like out of control. So when I move this monitor, it didn't take like damage. There's a thing that's happened with a number of different screens that like they're fine, and then I transport them and plug them into my computer, and these weird green lines go over them. Is there something wrong with like my computer, my graphics card, my cords? Because I think they're different cords. The plug, I don't know. Does anybody here know enough about technical stuff to potentially offer help with that? Because apparently the green of the overworld is making my monitor really mad. I probably shouldn't do this. This probably is a waste of time. These guys are so easy. Oh man, listen to that harmony. Okay, well, fine. I guess we better go do this. Why is it still playing Narsh music out here? Oh no, I'm in the forest. This is gonna be hard. Oops. Probably should have done that in reverse. Oh, I know it's supposed to happen. I'm just kind of questioning it as a story decision, but I guess it's to kind of make it feel like it's an introduction section. No, it happens depending on like what's on the screen, and it's like green line fuzziness, like noise over it. It looks like what's her name, Shodan or somebody like that shade of green. Not that I've played that game, but I know people who have. I've seen the character design. I know that she's terrifying, but also I think she's Matrix Green. Maybe that's like a cyberpunk thing. I don't know. Because it's like, it's not a resolution thing. I think maybe it's a cable thing. I don't know. Man, why is everything so much more difficult in the desert? And I'm not even getting desert music, which is usually the thing that makes desert sections better. This is usually desert music is amazing. Well, fortunately I can heal. No, you gotta save your fire magic for when you got all the boys, so they can have a little moment. Alright, well that's handy in case we get stung by these little jerks. Okay. Magic. Skills. You. Cure. The party. The party is cured. I almost missed it, but I didn't miss it. Okay, we're gonna save. So I have 2 states of being when it comes to RPGs. Either I save constantly, and it's a problem, or I forget to save all the time, and it's a problem. There's no happy medium with me. Hey, oh, it's you. You're good. Oh, I wanted to talk to those dudes, but I guess I don't get to. Okay, so here we go. Now it's gonna play Terrace theme, and now it's gonna play Figure Out Castle. That's funny. I messed up the story planning that you had. Haha. Ha! Look at me, I ruined everything. The worst. Hello. So when you're a child playing this game for the first time, and you're like, ready to leave at a moment's notice? What? Again, somehow I never realized that this game was steampunk. Oh my god, these guys. Okay, fine. I can't even steal things from your clock. Don't remember if there's anything in that clock. Yeah, so like as a kid you might be like, oh, engine, that must be like what keeps like these things going. Maybe that's where their electricity is or something. No. Go see the king. Could probably have been translated a little gentler. It's important for you to go see the king. See like the sand everywhere. Oh, sand. Bam, 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 bam. Oh my god, okay, no, we're gonna I'm gonna talk about that when it happens. Okay. I'm gonna talk about that when it happens. Hi, friend! Yes, oh my god, I love Edgar. So, one thing that I think is really interesting, pay attention to Edgar this time through. Because my guess is most of you think of Edgar as just being the, like, goofy playboy who's not even good at being a playboy. But the thing is, fundamentally at his core, Edgar Figueroa is a good king. And I would say that perhaps his greatest defining trait is actually how dedicated, absolutely devoted he is to doing what is best for his kingdom. So, like, even his, like, playful flirtation is, like the little bit of actually being himself that he gets. Because pretty much everything else he has put aside himself, in a way, to be the king. He let his brother have the freedom. Both because, I mean, it's obvious between which one of them, like, between the two of them, it's obvious which would be a better king. But Edgar, I mean, I really feel like Edgar is a very selfless character. He chooses to give Sabin freedom. Like, and he chooses to do what would be best for his kingdom and be the better king. But nowhere in either of those considerations does he even stop to think about what Edgar wants. So when people dismiss Edgar as being this, like, you know, haha, Edgar, he's such a failed playboy, what a blah blah blah, I'm like, no, this guy is actually really awesome. So we want to talk about characters and the love and the connection between people, and that being a source of power and strength for the characters. I mean, Edgar is the responsibility of a leader for the people who turn to him. It's not the same as maternal love that Tara finds. This is responsibility. And as goofy as Edgar is, he's also fundamentally serious. And I, being a person who loves melodrama and tragedy, appreciate that even the comedic characters, because yes, Edgar is supposed to be funny, and he is funny. But yes, it does feel like a defense mechanism, doesn't it? Like, that's kind of how it feels to me. That this is like, especially like, because at this point, Figaro is trying to maintain an appearance as a neutral party. Now, it's not a neutral party because the king is surreptitiously collaborating with the resistance movement, but he is attempting to seem like it's this neutral territory. They're not getting involved. They're allies of the Empire, if anything. And he's just this goofy Edgar who could take him seriously. He's not anything. Hi, Kat. Thanks for dropping by. So me and some friends in the VGM scene were working on Project Esper, is what we called it, which was going to be a music theater audio drama of Final Fantasy VI. It got complicated due to reasons largely outside of our control, but we did produce something that will hopefully be on YouTube at some point to share with you guys, which is largely this section. And I did a lot of the writing. I'm the leader of the writing team that we had, and so like there were funny moments, largely written by my collaborators, my co-writers, but it's also like I was like, we have to make sure that what comes across is both Edgar's silly, frivolous like front and his like passionate like dedication, devotion to his people. Like Edgar loves the people of Figaro, and the people of Figaro love Edgar. They have faith in their king for good reason. Anyway, I love this cast. But it is interesting that Edgar was written by a woman. And she was like, I wrote the womanizer. And I'm like, that is really an interesting decision. Edgar. Ally to the Empire. And you're like, oh, no, he can't be an ally to the Empire. They're the bad guys. We're trying to run away from him. A master designer of machinery. And trying to kind of define their relationship between these two, I think it's mostly that they're like Locke is their connection. Like he's like kind of like the go-between, the member of the Returners that stays in touch with Edgar and helps that. But yeah, and then Setzer's another character who's kind of like the dashing debonair. I don't really care about things. But Setzer's also a depressed alcoholic. It's a thing. Every character in this game who seems kind of goofy has got this like very serious and often tragic core. That's part of why I love this so much. Markichin, thank you for coming by. Thank you so much. Yeah, and yeah, no, Edgar's womanizing isn't really cute. People are like, Edgar's a pedophile because he flirts with a little girl. I'm like, no, have you never seen like a person be like, oh, you're such a beautiful you're such a beautiful lady. I will offer you my arm to like a 4-year-old. Like, it's a joking thing. I don't think it's at all meant to be taken seriously. However, the Japanese fans may choose to interpret Edgar and Realm. I don't know if there's actually any textual evidence for that in the Japanese version, but that's the #1 most popular pairing in the game from the Japanese fans as of like 10 or 15 years ago. So that's #1, and #2 is the Figaro brothers. So yeah. I mean, I feel like Locke has, I wouldn't say that, I think that Locke tends to want to protect people, but it is, I wouldn't say that it's one person at a time, but I would say it's more limited in scope. Yeah, so however much I might deeply disagree with Locke Terra fans, I don't object in the same way. Yeah. No, that's not what Realm is Edgar's daughter. Although I know where you're getting that from. No, somebody else is Realm's dad. That is in the game, but it's not Edgar. See, Figaro and the Empire are allies. Nothing to worry about. I'm gonna playfully flirt with you. Sorry, hot brushings. But like, there's a difference between being a fan of something and being a shipper, and I'm not really a shipper of most things. But my love of Locke and Sully's goes way back. See, like, and this is really playful. The thing is, like, none of this is, like, even though he has a position of power in this, like, in this situation, this is a very playful way of flirting, where he's also, like, and he's actually trying to make her feel better, like he's not using her. So he's like, no, haha, you know, you're beautiful and wonderful, and I think you're great, and also you're powerful. Rather than being like, no, we don't want anything to do with your power, that's not what we're doing. Or like, yes, absolutely. Like, he's trying to humanize the situation. He's trying to defuse it. I love these characters. And she, of course, is just like, flirting? What? Sorry, Edgar, in this case, I don't think it's you. I love the core cast of this game. She'll just stand there. Now, instead of being like, go see the king, they're like, okay, you can actually do things. Yes, magic is bad news. Nobody reputable has ever used magic. It's only for badness and bad people. I'm on top of the world. It's just here. So you can be like, gosh, there sure are a lot of spinny things on this castle in the desert. That must be there to keep sand out. Oh my god, I don't have Edgar in my party yet, do I? No. Okay, well fine, I won't go in there and do that. I won't even talk about that scene until we have Edgar in our party, because I love it. I love it so much. Okay, we're gonna go back and talk to these folks later. I mean, ventilation would make sense. Because you can't just have open windows all over the place because sand. Or... It's a great line. Oops, they're all top secret. None for you. I don't think there were chests in the throne room. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh no, it's not here. We have to go to the king's room. There's a, in Final Fantasy IV, at some point, I think it's the King of Fabul, you can go into, like, there's a point where he's not in his room, and so you can, like, choose to get a free rest in his room, and it's like, let's sleep in the king's bed! Oh, you know, just, like, the graphics in general are really incredible. Like, I understand people who don't like pixels. And like, I feel like Edgar flirts, but he doesn't sexually harass people. And that's a line. You know? I'm so bad at... No, as good as Super Nintendo Pexels could get is Terranigma. Terranigma is very late on the system. Terranigma and Seiken Densetsu 3. The Desert Castle. It's a castle in the desert. That's what that means. All right, you guys ready for some feelings? Tough. You're gonna have them anyway. See, like, I kind of wonder whether Edgar took on the responsibility and kept things, whether part of why Sabin doesn't understand this is because Edgar intentionally carried it so that he wouldn't have to. But like, this is clearly like, oh, Sabin. I really want to do a cover of the Coin Song. I have one sort of started. I have like all of these music cover ideas. But then I do other things instead. Like once I started streaming, I started doing a lot less music. Maybe I could do creative sprints and I could do arrangements and things on that. Yeah, no, I do think that that is Sabin's nature, but I could see Edgar keeping him, protecting him too. But you know, it's better for everybody except maybe Edgar that Edgar is the king. Like, to me, I don't read that as a serious thing. I read that as the sort of thing that people say playfully and non-seriously to children. Smashed. Because we couldn't say, we had to be very careful about the words we use about death because Nintendo America, what is that? Oh, it's my sock, okay. So they smashed the 3 cities. I'll give you a spoiler, it was actually pretty destructive. The Empire is bad. Oh man, Final Fantasy characters. I love this music. And there's so much good brass stuff on the soundtrack. Sir Taki, thank you! The most modern structure in the world. Like, oh, we just saw the library somewhere. Thank you, Sir Taki. Silly people. Scholars? Say the scholars. Oh man. Imperial bad guys in Final Fantasy XIV wear funny hat things. I really like the sound font that Final Fantasy VI uses. And clearly Toby Fox does too, because he just plain used it in parts of Undertale. Well, thank you, Sir Taki. Yeah, it's been a little bit. But it is always nice to see familiar faces around. Yeah, well, it's funny because playing Undertale, like, I was like, oh, is this going to be Romeo and Juliet? And I walked through the door and the Final Fantasy VI sound font started and I was like, nope, I know exactly what's about to happen. And I was right. Yeah, I don't know if they ever go into what the relationship between Figaro and South Figaro is, but South Figaro is one of my favorite locations in the game for a number of reasons, some of which have to do with me being a diehard Locke Sully's fangirl. I have feelings, so many feelings, so many feelings. not the physical distance, but the political relationship between the cities. Oh, because it's the South Tigray, yeah. It hadn't fully occurred to me, I think, that was... Hello, Chancellor. How do I progress the story again? I don't remember. Ah, here we go. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. I really, really, really like that, I love so Kefka's not nearly as popular in Japan as he is here because Ted Woolsey made him really interesting instead of not interesting. Like, he has such a lot of character. And he's so wacky. Like... Woof, 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 woof. See, it sounds like a dog. Allies, and he shoves the guy out of the way. I love so much. I am the king. Hi, Locke. What's up? Locke is like, no, you gotta do your thing. And you to find out. That's the implied rest of that. There are more women in this. There are more women in this castle than grains of sand in the desert. It's such a good line. And like, as a child playing this game the first time, the political intrigue, the way that this gets across, where like neither one of them is being honest with the other. They're allies, but they're clearly not allies. Edgar is totally double-crossing the Empire, and the Empire then turns around and double-crosses Edgar. This was like really complicated stuff for a child. Like whoa, this is real. Like there's like some like political subterfuge happening. It's amazing. See, like, this is Edgar again using this like mask, this charade almost of being like, oh, I don't know, there's so many women. How could I possibly know the one you're looking for? Oh, I see what you did there, Humming Hermano. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I fully grasped it all as a kid, but at some point. Yeah, I'm like, here's the whole like protection money racket. Like for all that, like, yes, this game is melodramatic and over the top. It doesn't talk down to kids. Like this story has a lot more complexity and maturity than I think people give it credit for, I think. Missing a few buttons. And like, you notice like Edgar doesn't joke. Edgar is just like we gotta do this. We gotta deal with this. He's a king. He's actually a really serious dude. And then he's like playfully, haha, I'm so sorry I can't hang out with you. I've got business to attend to. We need to save my kingdom. Like, I love that. I don't know that Kefka even waits to see that Edgar is lying. I think he just sets them on fire because he's Kefka. Let's go stick our nose into the business of characters that we're not supposed to go stick our nose into the business of. Oh, okay. I guess they're not here. I guess we should go do what we're supposed to do. Well, Miss Nabubu, no, it's okay. I'm totally happy to have lurkers around, and we've got a whole bunch of people who are hanging out and chatting too. So if you want to like sit and listen, like that's perfectly great, and we're happy to have you. So. You know, I love OCR and I love Final Fantasy VI and I love the people who made the Balance and Ruin album, but it's not my favorite Final Fantasy VI arrangements. So I clearly need to make more of my own to be exactly what I want. I should do that. Everybody makes Final Fantasy VI the ending theme. I should do that. It's like 18 minutes long. But that's like an EP right there. I could totally do that. Why haven't I done that yet, folks? I started it back in like 2003. To your thief. Treasure hunter. Oh, that collaborating is even the word that they use in the game. I didn't remember that. Oh, thank you, Sutaki. I have a whole bunch of songs that are mostly done that I just need to finish. I'm just really bad. I don't know why I don't... That's a whole thing. I've been really disappointed with my own creative output for the past couple of years. And part of me is like, well, I was really depressed, had a number of catastrophic life changes, and an emotional breakdown that caused me to have to move home with my mom for a few months. So maybe I should get off my own case. But then I also want there to be things that I've done. So... Yes, the ending is absolutely stunning. So I know that I'm divorced now, but my my wedding, I arranged the merging of Locke and Celius' themes from the end of the game. I took that out and kind of made an arrangement of it and had friends record parts for me. And then I played a bunch of flutes on it myself. I was really proud of it. I am in a better place than I was last year, yes. I am on the way up. Sometimes it's still hard because I lost both of my cats last year and one of them passed away in November, so it's still relatively raw. But I'm doing okay. I'm in Toronto and I love it. I have a lot of good people in my life. My freelance career is actually working and it's going in directions that I'm really excited about. My band is doing well enough, like we're about to finish our second album, which is really exciting. So I'm like, sorry, just a moment. Anyway, my birthday last year sucked, and my friends tried to make it okay, but it wasn't. Anyway, things are a lot better, and I'm really hoping that 2020 will be a year in which things don't all fall apart, because every time I think things are getting better or going to get better, or this is going to be the year things are okay, it's just been a rough while. So, okay, so it does actually outright say Locke is the go-between between them. So hey, Purple Face is here. He's hanging out. I don't know why he was on my desk, but I was talking to my mom, like for my birthday thing, and I just like stuck Purple Face on my head. I was just like eating my lunch with Purple Face on my head, because that's what I do. I have had Purple Face since I was 5 or 6 years old. It's my favorite stuffed animal. He's probably been Locke in a game. I know he was Kane when my sister and I played Final Fantasy IV with our stuffed animals. As one does. Are you a soldier of the Empire? Are you really, Tara? She doesn't have anything else. She doesn't know. Like, even from the beginning here. Like, I do like that everybody gives her the chance to say no. Nobody tells her what to do in the Returners, and that's really important. Yeah, Tara, it's hard. This sounds ominous. Edgar, you're so great. That's true, you do get rewarded for saying no. We will be doing that. See, at this point, Kefka has no hard evidence. I don't think. Oh. I talked to them out of order. Well, that's fine. Or maybe I do! Sorry. And you notice how literally everyone else, they'll be fine. It's so exciting. Yes. I love this music. Sorry, I had a bit of a moment back there. Uh-oh! 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 Should we do it here, folks? Should we do it here? Probably should. You want to do it? Oh, I forgot to buy stuff! Oh my god, I did it wrong! Ugh! Oh well. That's okay. Let's do it! We're gonna do it! We're gonna get this over with. I don't remember when I saved. Yeah, no, Son of a Sandworm is nowhere near as good as a Son of a Submariner. I forgot to buy the tools. Yes, that's right. Does South Figaro have it? So I can get it at South Figaro. Okay. But it's cheaper if you get it in the castle, right? Because there's the reason why I didn't buy them is because I thought that I was gonna have, oh, it's not, okay. Oh, that's right, because the guy offers a discount. That's one of my favorite moments, is the guy offers a discount or offers to give it to free, and Edgar says, no, no, you must feed your family. And I love that moment so much. That's why I kept being like, no, I'll do that when we can have that scene. I'll do that when we can have that scene. Apparently we will have that scene second visit. Okay, well, we're gonna do that then. But in the meantime, magic. Okay, when you revisit. All right, well, we'll just have to do that then. Did you see? Like, what does this line even mean? I don't know. Where did you get that from, Ted Woolsey? What bit of slang is that? I don't know. Magic. Yeah, I know, but where does it come from? Where is it? What's the origin? Is it like a military thing? Like, where does it come from? Magic. Magic. I love that he wrote out the onomatopoeia of whispering. Like, normally it should be like whisper, 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 whisper. But instead it's... It's a hunting thing, okay. I mean, contextually I could tell, like, loaded for bear meant, like, Oh, shoot! I thought it was going to do, like, bearing having things. literally means like equipped to defeat bears is where that came from. Whoa! Thank you for like the proper full etymology of it, Chrono. My mind is blown and I'm excited. Oh, Sirtaki, was that Tomatoes playthrough? I actually watched part of that and I very much enjoyed it. Yes, if you are interested in the differences between the American release and the Japanese release and possible other translations, Tomato did a playthrough where he had, I think, 4 different translations on screen at the same time, including Google Translate, and he, being a translator, worked through it all. Yeah, no, these mechanical soldiers are fine. We're fine. Aww. Oh, the music is still going. Occasion expository dialogue! No! We can't possibly interrupt that! Yes, not Earthbound. Mother 3. That's the guy you're thinking of. That's Tomato. Locke is like, no, I will stick up for her and make her feel comfortable. And then this is just kind of dumb. Oh my god! Because of the emulation there. Yes, she did. So their heads fell off. You know, no biggie. Yeah, there are a few other times, if I remember correctly, that this. But we're playing it on an emulator because capture cards make a delay, and I cannot not sing along with this, and we're all gonna go out of our minds. Also, because I swear to God, I've bought this game multiple times new on multiple consoles. Square has my money. Yo, Son of a Submariner is such a good line. Son of a Sandworm is nowhere near as effective. I'm sorry. That is one thing that I believe very strongly, you know? I'm like, there is a difference, and that is way better. So, yeah. I'm not too loud, am I? By the way, how's the audio balance? A couple of hours in. Was that a bad person? Oh. His diving helmets. Probably because they thought that sandworm made more sense because this world might not have submarines and sandworms are a thing. Not open the chest in the cave. Thank you, Chrono. Drop what information do you mean, Bonus Josh? I haven't the foggiest. It's just not at all a thing that Tara would say. Like, she should say, I have no idea. But there's a very idiosyncratic translation. How's that? Oh, Edgar, that wasn't very nice. This is the sort of thing where you have a conversation, you don't really think about what you're saying. Locke is having some trouble with this joke. It's not listening. Sorry, I thought that would be funny. Banendorf. Sorry, I'm having some trouble. It's a lot smaller on my screen than I'm used to. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, wait. What? No. Hold on. Did I? No. Okay. I thought I got stuck on it. I didn't. Hey, T-Griff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Well, we're very early in the game, but I have been... So nothing that you're seeing here will spoil things. But yeah, you definitely don't want to stick around because I have been spoiling everything constantly. Where is it, guys? Oh my god. I am failing miserably at this. It should be right in here, right? Oh, is it this? There it is. Yes, thank you. Squee! Okay, oh, we should probably save. Hold on, let's save. You know, we could have named people after people in chat. I'm sorry, I didn't think to do that. That feels like that would be like a fun thing to do, but I didn't think to do that. Oh, it won't quit. Well, T-Griff, definitely wait until you've beaten the entire game before you watch this, because I've been talking about endgame stuff. Like, that's why, like, my, I tried to make it clear in the tags on this stream that spoilers! And eastward to South Figaro. Seriously, one of my favorite songs in the whole game. You know what is amazing? The grand finale arranged soundtrack, which has a version of this that has, oh my god, it's so good. Oh, I've owned no fewer than 3 or 4 versions of that album, so either give it away or lose it. I mean, Final Fantasy VI is really good. Pete, thank you! Thank you. You know what's been a good birthday so far? Crawley. These guys are called Crawleys. Such beautiful music. This is certainly never going to become relevant later. Bleary, because they're eyeballs. But it's true, it's not their fault. Okay, I'll eventually get a sense for the ideal way to divide up my damage. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a little bit of grinding here. Just a bitty bit. Do you guys mind? What should we talk about if we're gonna grind a little bit? What should we talk about? Listen to how good the bass line is in this. Like, it has like almost a counter melody. Oh, yes, bonus Josh. Auto crossbow is so good for the first while that you've got it. So, remaking Final Fantasy VI would be interesting. So they didn't give Locke a canonical 3D design until very recently, like 2 years ago in Dissidia. Prior to that, the closest we'd come to seeing him was seeing his back in the For the Lovers video that was released in Final Fantasy, is it Collection, that had 5 and 6, and I think that 4 and Chrono Trigger were on a different, the PlayStation release. Yeah, I'll heal in a bit. I'm not too worried right now. So I don't know if anybody but me noticed the For the Lovers video, which was named for Final Fantasy VI, or it was named for Locke and Sully's fans, I think. Okay, so I was right about that. But yes, so they added a bunch of videos for those. And the new videos had 3D designs, and so you see practically every single character in the game But you only see like the back of Locke's head and his hands and things. Like you see him with his back turned at a bit of a distance, and you see him unlocking Celis and South Figaro, and that's like basically all you see. I don't know if you can see it on YouTube. Many years ago when YouTube was much younger, it wasn't on YouTube, and I was upset. But it is called For the Lovers, and it is the Final Fantasy VI, or for the Final Fantasy Anthology. Oh, we should probably take a break and stretch soon. But given that, I don't know. So I'd never seen Dissidia until my band played a show in Florida last year, and they had Dissidia playing, and I finally got to see all those 3D designs in action. And it was just incredible to see like my characters that I loved but never seen in a way that felt like real people, because as much as I love the sprites, it's not quite the same. I don't know. I'm afraid that nobody. I feel like Final Fantasy VI as it is a very satisfying experience, and I'm glad that I had it. I would like to see more new good stuff come out rather than remakes. Like, I think that it says something unhealthy. Oh yes, the opening cinematic is fantastic. Like, Anthology's videos are really good. For the Lovers was just my favorite because fangirl. But no, I think that there is an over-reliance on remakes and sequels in all forms of media right now. And that is not my favorite thing. So even though I love Final Fantasy VI, and I would love to be able to introduce it to more people, and you know, I'd love to see these characters in full 3D. I'd love to see them get voice acting. But one of the difficulties with that sort of thing is because the Super Nintendo was such an older system, there's more to be done to change it. There's more decisions to make about how to present the characters and how they come across and things like that, that would have to be done to bring it up to speed, and maybe their interpretation of it will be unlike what I would want. So we are playing Final Fantasy VI, and it is a favorite game of mine. But if you are looking for a place to make sex jokes, you have the wrong audience for that, I'm afraid. Yeah, and I don't generally think of JRPGs as having much in the way of mechanics to begin with. So if there's problems with the mechanics, I don't really notice to think about them any more than like the era. But I grew up with it, so. Turtle water. Turtle soup is a thing, right? How close am I to levels? Am I close to levels? Should I level? Terra's low level. Give Terra a chance to get another level, and then we'll proceed. Well, well, well. Yes, no, don't cook the turtle. Hopefully the turtle doesn't get cooked in the World of Ruin. Probably does. World of Ruin isn't so great. There is something to be said for, like, how many villains actually succeed at destroying the world. I know a level on the way, but... No, but the order of turns is affected by speed, not placement in combat. Okay, well, I haven't played all the Final Fantasies, so... But there's not a lot of Final Fantasy... There's not a lot of villains in games and things that are like, I'm gonna destroy the entire world. And the entire world gets destroyed. Yes, I should probably put Edgar in the back row. That's true. Mostly it's just so that when I get... It does enough. I'm not a min-maxer. Okay. So... like, I'm not the sort of person who's like, oh no, I gotta stay super on top of every single placement of my characters, every single placement of an Esper on my characters. I have played Final Fantasy VIII. I never beat it because I didn't really like it or the characters very much. Okay, so we should have done auto crossbow, which makes sense. Oh no, they did damage to me! Whatever will he do? I lost 5 HPs! It's the worst! Locke low. Yes! That's my boy! Oh, I guess I could equip. Who am I equipping with the spear? Locke? Locke! Oh. Oh, right. Don't open it. Thank you. Thank you, Chrono. I was gonna go do it, but you're right. You're right, my friend. Yeah, I didn't like the cast of Final Fantasy VIII. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 wow, wow. Bow, wow, 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 wow. I'm sorry. I just didn't like any of the cast. The most important thing for me in a story, I've concluded, is character. And I have to love the characters of something, or I'm gonna have a really hard time getting into it. Like having played Crisis Core and liking, I really wanted to have a cover of Terra's theme done for my birthday to like kind of release and announce this stream. But I overcommit myself and come up with too many projects, and I just need to stop getting ideas for new projects and just finish some of the projects that I've had ideas of. So this is in a different key. This song so much. Oh man. What do you want me to do before I leave South Figaro? Rent a Chocobo? Why are we renting a Chocobo, Chrono? Yeah, Terra's theme is one of my favorite songs in any video game. And the orchestral version is really great. And so is the vocal version on the Prey album. I love it. I love it. There we go, a little bit more light. Prey was one of the first albums I bought myself. I am a big fan of Final Fantasy music. I know this is a surprise to all of you. Oh man, I could sing really badly in Brazilian Portuguese as interpreted by a Japanese singer and then interpreted by Lauren. There's lyrics from Pray. Oh, Miss Nabubu, thank you. I guess I should put this on YouTube. I probably should put last Thursday's stream and yesterday's stream on YouTube. I'm sorry. My brain has a big issue where it is convinced that nobody cares about the things that I do, and why would I possibly put like a priority on doing that thing when nobody wants it anyway, and how dare I? This is not good. And I don't know why my brain is like this, but it is. What did I just do? Okay. Well, we're just gonna go back. Sprint shoes, yes. Censorship? Oh, you mean when they took out the word death? I don't feel like it changes or detracts the game from the game that they did that. And it is kind of interesting to look back on Nintendo games from this era and the way that Nintendo made them take out any references to death or religion. Mount Colts! The Sabile Magic Mountain Range. Very, very, very creative name. God, I love this place. So this song is called Kids Run Through the City Corner. Hello, children! Our shops are good. Oh my god, South Figaro. Okay, South Figaro is my favorite in this game. They're plucky. They don't like being told what to do. They're like inventive and affiliated with Figaro, but also independent. They're where my favorite characters meet. They're really great. See, Smash? Is that what you're talking about with the censorship? The fact that they're using Smash to refer to destruction because saying like destroy is too much? Nintendo wasn't okay with that? Yes, Tomato did a really amazing series. It's really fascinating. And watching that live was also really interesting. I only watched part of it. Carlo, you are going to have to define what you mean by censorship. Because the only censorship that I'm aware of is the changing of like death and destroy to faint or wounded and smash and things like that. Yeah, this is so interesting. Oh, that's right! I forgot about that. Yeah, the naked painting. Yeah. Yeah, so if you come here early and you happen to be noticeable, or be one who notices and thinks about things a lot, and you're like, what is this guy talking about? And so he is the one who betrays South Figaro to the Empire. What do you find funny about that, Chrono? So there is, again, for a game that was primarily played by children, this is like really interesting stuff. See? Like, oh, he's, you know, working for the Empire. Ah, I've actually seen that now that you mention it, Chrono. Yeah, I tend to get a little bit uncomfortable when people talk about censorship in games because that's kind of a dog whistle. So there's secret treasure chests. Do you find them when you come back through? Because you come back through here. The draft in the room is from something coming back through, right? kind of get a sense for things. And my old, the old television that my sister and I had upstairs for playing video games on. Oh. I didn't know you could come here! I didn't know you could come here early. I mean, you can tell the priorities of a person when they walk into this room and are like, oh my god, I love this game! Because right now, yeah, it's bucket storage. Oh, where's the... treasure chest somewhere? Ah. Just taking all your stuff, taking all your money. I did a cover of this one. There is a certain subset of people who I tend to disagree with on a number of very, yeah, and a lot of the censorship that they would complain about would be things like, desexualizing children characters and things like that. Oh my god, okay, humming around. No, that's what I was kind of singing to myself under my breath, because I was like, someone here is going to be Brazilian, and if I start trying to sing those lyrics, it's going to be awful. So I just won't do it. Ah, okay, that's why you guys were suggesting politely that I do this. I appreciate and respect that decision. Thank you. Do I have to press a button? No, I have to have that character in the front. That's okay, why wouldn't I run around as Rocket? Wait. Do I have to press a button to use them? Now, the translation of that song is Don't Cry Little Girl, right? Oh, no. Oh. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay, fine. I got all excited. There you go. You're gonna auto crossbow right off the bat. Okay. Yes, sprint shoes. I knew that. My brain just auto corrected. So is there another thing besides that? Should we... Are we done here? Oh, I should probably. Yeah, I'll give it to my caster. That makes sense. Doesn't make sense. I should probably give it to Locke. It's just the idea of giving Locke the do more damage. Bonus Josh, well, thank you for joining us. How many languages are you learning, Sirtaki? thank you for coming by, Karsten. It was good to see you, as always. I hope you have an excellent sleep. Oh, this is not the exit. Okay. It's not the exit. Oh, that would explain... Right, that's where the soldiers... Okay. Oh, that's a good reason to learn Brazilian Portuguese. That's the appropriate way to just to call it, right? That's the right phrase to use. Should I buy anything here? Should I get the bioblaster or the noise blaster rather? Do I want that? I don't know what it does. Rezo, thank you for following. Next time I go to MagFest, I'm going to have a whole stack of things that I've arranged for flute choirs, and I'm just going to have the sheet music on me and pass it out to flutes. Nice, Rezo. We're a little bit a ways from that. Should I buy gear here? I mean, I have a lot of money. Should I buy gear here? I can't remember if this is a game where you buy gear or not. Like, should I buy... Okay. I assume that the hairband is good, since only she can wear it. Defense 12, defense 14. Why would you ever put the hairband on instead of the plumed hat in that case? Money? Okay. We're doing it. I'll have you buy it instead of saying thanks. They say bye! Alright. Optimum. 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 Whew. Alright. So I feel like my initial, like, almost manic responsive enthusiasm about this game has calmed down a little bit. Hope you guys aren't super bored, but yeah. Oh man, I love this town so much. And I love the music. Okay, well, we'll go get some sprint shoes. We can just, like, grab stuff from everywhere. Oh, man. I should probably get some sprint shoes. Hello. Oh, yes, Stolen Light. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes. But it's also so good. There's so many different, like, back exits and multiple ways into buildings and things. Like, South Figaro is an interestingly designed town from a, like, if you actually lived there perspective. Should I buy some of these? Oh, I bought some of those. Oh, I guess I should probably get some healing gears. Oh, yes, Rezo, that's so good. I love that part. I was talking about that while we were there. Eye drops. Yeah, we'll get a couple of those. And an echo screen or two. Oh, that's right. Blind doesn't do anything. I forgot about that, but you're right. Okay. Okay, sleeping bags. I like... You know, I've only been camping a couple times in my life. That's a thing that I'd like to do again. Got 5. Eh. We're fine. Tents are great. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna take a brief break, I think, to use the bathroom and probably refill my water glass and things like that. So if you guys can just hang out here and listen to music. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever used a sleeping bag in this game either, but I have them now. So I shall be back shortly. Alright, I'm back. I'm here. Alright. Oh, hello. Hello, Nick, and not animal tested. Mount Cult is to the east. Got it. Thank you, friend. Let's see. Where am I trying to get to? This hyperactive child. Figaro Castle sank into the sand. You couldn't find it even if you knew where to look. That child is definitely in the Resistance. That's right, I had vanished myself. Please don't cast X-Zone on me. Oh yeah, let's go talk to Duncan's wife. Yes! I love you, South Figaro. I believe in you. Okay, I'm gonna use the D-pad, not the stick. Don't use the stick, Lauren. I don't know, not animal tested. Had you played this before? Oh, yes. Thank you, Chrono. I'm glad somebody said that. Meditation and training. His disciples. Why is there a save here? Like, why is there a save point? I don't remember. Yes, there is a bit with a train and jumping off a mountain. So you are remembering pieces that are related to this game. Is that what you start as Locke? That would make sense. Okay. Where's the relic shop? You said there's a relic shop, right? I really love South Figaro. It's just... it's a fun, scrappy place. I don't know. I mean, basements are usually scary places in stories, so... Hello, friend. Oh, come on in. Hey. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you. Do you want to say hi? You don't have to. Okay, my roommate's here, guys. Here. This is the webcam.
Great.
Here's our thing.
Webcam.
Oh.
Hi, stream.
This is my roommate.
Hello.
She brought me a cupcake.
I did.
Oops.
Well,
Oops.
it's slipping around in the box.
I'm not.
It's there.
It's there. Sorry, my room's really toasty.
That's okay. It's nice. It's cold out.
Yeah. I did go out. Thank you. This is like a special dress that I've been saving for a special occasion. It was like birthdays, special occasion. Hmm? What time would be good dinner time for you? Okay. Can you double check with me in like half an hour and see how we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man. Oh man. I went and I got roti for lunch, yeah. And I went to the dessert place that I've been wanting to go to too, and got a little. Oh, they're fancy. Sorry, folks.
It's okay. We're talking about food.
We're talking about food. They appreciate food. That's okay. This is like I'm like half an hour into the game. It's been like 3 hours. It's one of those experiences because this is my favorite game. So I'm just like, hey, like randomly playing Flute with songs.
Let's do.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll check in as next.
Yeah, and I'll see kind of how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Thank you. My roommate's pretty cool. Bam! Oh, this is totally me in any Zelda game ever. Right? Yes, no, my roommate just surprised me with a cupcake and asked me if I wanted to go grab some dinner with her. She's really cool. And not weirded out by the fact that I am a Twitch streaming person. Oh. Oh no, Toby! Oh no! I have done things like that. Not that particularly, but yeah. Did I say yes to this? I wanted to say no to this. Okay. Oh man. I'm a big fan of this character slamming into the wall. Like, which of these should I get? Protects against poison, protects against dark, and petrify. Dark isn't a big deal. Petrify is a bigger deal than poison. Poison, this is, so with games, like, some games poison is a super big deal, and sometimes it's just very minor inconvenience, and it's really important to know which game it is. Okay. So we're talking, I like that. Alright, so does it matter which character in your party you equip with it? Okay, it doesn't. My roommate is a singer, and at some point we are going to record, some sort of duet together, which I think would be great fun. So, watch out for that. I love how this guy is like freaking out about the political situation while just laying around in bed. Although, to be fair, he could just be really depressed about the thing. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? Bam, bam, bam. Oh my god, this song is so great. The placement of the microphone is really bad for flute tone, but I totally know that one. I'm mostly playing the ones that either like I know super well so I can just whip them out like that, or I love them so much that I don't care if I have to figure it out. Duncan students have no peers. Stave, thank you for subscribing. Oh man, if Tutor Will is still here, he actually had a role-playing character in a game that we played together named Stave. So every time you pop in Stave, it makes me think of Will. So he's here. He can be amused by that too. I think Stave blew himself up. I'm trying to remember what the details were on that. I don't know, Sirtaki. Oh, that's I think it's called a mouth harp or a jaw harp or something like that. Edgar's like, don't mess with him. Oh man. Oh, thank you, Nick. Shadadadow. There's another the other translation of this is, I think, a lot more evocative. Or maybe it's a lot less evocative. There's something interesting about the different versions of translations of this. The dog eats strangers, he says. So when he says they have no peers, what he actually means... Vargas resented it, and then Sabin shows up and just naturally is more gifted and gets his dad's attention, and Vargas kind of snaps. Muzzle drums! Oh my god, Sartaki. Okay, that is really great. I very much appreciate that. German seems like it's a very... There's a lot of fun word usage in it. Is this a... This lady is very... She has a different sprite than I'm used to seeing. Wow. Yes, Interceptor is a very good dog. So, I'm assuming that you guys all either know the story of Final Fantasy VI or are okay with having lots of amounts of it spoiled for you. Yeah, like, the thing is, so my mom is a piano teacher, and I was never her greatest piano student, and that was frustrating. That there was a girl who kind of picked on me in school who is my mom's prize student of my age, and that was really not my favorite thing that ever happened, you know? So here's just like little hints of what you're gonna be doing later. Yeah, give me a second, Chrono. Just getting my way through South Figaro. Bam, bam, bam. I mean, it is pretty good. You can hear some of the distorted electric guitar in this too. Oh my gosh, that's pretty good, Chrono. So are you saying that they say Chocobo in there? Because I didn't hear it. Yes, Bobby Corwin is cute, and I did not understand it. Look, I'm between the houses. I'm listening. I don't hear it. Okay, well, I don't hear the vocoder, but I will take your word for it. Yes, Bobby Corwin is a really cute name. It's a very cute and clever little take on it. You know, I don't hear the... Maybe so. I have really... I don't know. It sounds like there's like a phone going off in one ear. Oh, so that's supposed to be Chocobo. Okay. I can hear the thing. Yeah, Blitz is really unintuitive and a lot of people get stuck and frustrated, and I probably won't remember it. What am I supposed to be doing right now? I'm gonna throw my chocobo aside. Go in here. What was I supposed to be doing? I was so busy. Sabin's house, right. Mount Colts. Okay. I should have probably gone and done that, but you know. Didn't do that. Yeah, a lot of people get stuck there. Sorry, Sabin, we're taking all your stuff. This is his bed. Blink. Oh, I didn't know that about the diagonals. Interesting. These are gonna be his favorite flowers, his favorite tea. Although it is kind of cute, like if these are all things that were his favorites, we can sleep in all of the beds. This is so great. But it kind of implies that he likes a lot of the things in his life, you know? Like, he's got his favorite of this and his favorite of that. That's pretty good. Edgar's like, He has lots of beds. Hello, friend. I have a bad feeling about this. Look at that guy just like hangs around just long enough to show us that we can go here. Bye, Chrono. I guess I should probably do like Bio Blaster or something. So the thing is, I love Final Fantasy VI. We're not going to be able to like beat it tonight, obviously. In fact, even if I played for like another 3 hours, I don't know how far we'd get. I was hoping to get at least to the end of the Returners hideout. I don't know if that's going to happen because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I don't know if people actually want me to play all the way through the game. I don't know if there's like value to that. Like, or if this is just a kind of like, as we can, here I'm gonna ramble some more about stuff. Or when I would do that, you know? Because like I can always stream earlier in the days. Yes, I mean the rambling is basically what I do. I mean, I love this game. Just like having this game in my life makes me happy. Just like listening to the music, I get excited. Just like, seriously. I know, it's Cena, right? Oh, I should probably heal Locke. Alright. Boy, you guys are way harder! Do I need to have... let's heal, cure the party. Cure does... Is this a game where Cure does more to you outside of combat? Or less outside of combat? Something that I was starting to say and then got distracted from. I used to be able to see some of the secret passages. Oh, okay. At least in Final Fantasy IV, on the old TV that my sister and I had growing up because something was wrong with it. So, like, there was like a slight red cast to it, and our TV was like super enthusiastic about anything that had red in it. Oh, look at that! That sounds good. Is that gear? Oh, it must be a relic. What does it do? Raises fight damage. Yeah. He's in the back row. No, he's not in the back row. Sure. I'm sorry, buddy. This Edgar's count as magic, right? Okay. Yeah, I know. It makes me feel kind of silly that Locke is doing so much attacking, but he has to. I mean, you know? There's really not much else for him to do right now. Sheesh! I didn't realize these guys would do quite that much damage. I haven't been paying enough attention, clearly. Okay, well, I guess I better not die. I'm gonna die. Yes, apparently dying is a thing he can do. Isn't it great, Sirtaki? It's gorgeous. Oh my god. My boy died. I'm gonna have to save him. See, he's wounded. I've only got a couple of these. I mean... What is it, the 15? Should I... Or should I go outside and put him in a sleeping bag? Should I go outside and stick him in a sleeping bag? Is that a better decision? Or is a Phoenix down a better decision? You use a Phoenix down in combat. You can't use a sleeping bag in combat. Meh. 15 items in my inventory. Oh, that would make sense. Okay. Alright, thank you guys. Thing is, I played this game a lot, and I know this game a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm technically gifted at playing this game. There we go. Alright. We keep going. This is right. This is progressing. There was something else there that I could have gotten. Let's not do this. Yes. Tools, auto crossbow. Yeah, we're going back there. I couldn't remember if this is where we were supposed to go or not, but obviously you never go where you're supposed to go until you've sufficiently gone everywhere you're not supposed to go. This is essential, like, rule number 1 of playing an RPG. Really, any game. It's not just RPGs, you know? This. Hello. Me. I'm gonna brawl you. Brawl. Why is your face red, mister? Does Tara get poisoned? No, she didn't. What? That healed you? You jerks. I disapprove of this. Disapproval. You know, the scale. So when you first, like, you'll encounter Kefka on the battlefield, and he's not like, he's the same size as his regular sprite. What is this one? No, not equipment. That's relic. Oh no, that is equipment. Okay. I love this game. You know, the characters in it are great. But yeah, so again, like, you take a lot of time, I feel, to get to know the characters and where they're coming from. Technically a party member. That's interesting, Stolen Light. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yay, Locke. I'm glad you undied. Oh my god, let me see. Think of a line in Shadow Heart's Covenant. Oh, Roger, you're not dead. And huh, interesting. Okay, well, I didn't know any of that. I just know random things that I do know about the game. Oh my goodness, look at all you guys. What even is that? What is that thing? What is it? Is it just like a lump? I don't know. Oh, I want to get the Tusker. The Tusker's problem. Those little guys are... Okay. That's alright. We're gonna get the Tusker now. Don't gore me! Oh my god, you do so much damage. Oh, so it's made of vines. Okay. Oh my god, it's such a good battle theme. So yeah. We're close enough. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Oh man, which one of these? Ah, okay, good. All right, we can go camping. Yes. Oh man, live dangerously, Brennomania. That's the part that I play when I play the song with my band. So hey, what do you guys think about having the light like this? Where I don't have a light in the rest of my room, I just have lights here on the desk. Like, it makes me feel a bit better about the mess of my room. Yeah! No! Locke is poison. That's no good. Should I use an antidote or cast antidote? Probably use an item antidote. Oh wait, no, I've only got one? Why do I only have one antidote? Okay, well I guess I have no choice. Okay. Ant dot. Ant dot. Dot dot. Oh, I should probably heal her. Don't be too stingy, Lauren. Don't be too stingy with your healing. Ant dot. It's the Department of Transportation, but for bugs. It's where they get their bug cars. Oh, why are you guys still here? Why do you guys put up with me? Oh, good, Brenneman! I was supposed to hang around you too much, clearly. You're rubbing off on me. Are you proud? Boing, 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 boing. It's gonna be letting you know what the right way is, so you don't go that way. Too busy grooving with music to actually hit the button. Oh man! Had a point I wanted to get to tonight. Aha! Okay, so what we do here is the strategy that I never used, but probably should have. Item. Sleeping bag! What a good idea, folks. Founder, what does that mean? I might have done the sleeping bag trick before, but if I did... I did save, right? I did save. I just saved. I swear I just saved. So, I think I've mentioned before that I think I have ADHD. And you know the whole like, wait, did I very much that way with saving. So I'll just like mash save like 3 times just to make sure I saved, or I'll like go back inside, save again just to be sure that I saved because I don't remember if I did or not. I don't know if that's that thing, but it feels like it's that thing. Just like me trying to find my phone. Deptford Davies, thank you for following. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely better than thinking you saved and not saving, or just plain forgetting that saving is an option. That happens to me sometimes. Oh shoot, I should probably have healed him. Well, that's alright. Alright, that guy died. Not something you want to say out of context of like video games, but you know, I'm playing a video game, as it turns out. What are games where you can save too much? Oh, does it punish you for... Hey, Uncle Chuckles, thank you! Oh, so you have to pay to save in that. It's the same in, Lunar Eternal Blue, the original. I am having a good day, Uncle Chuckles. Yeah, so I'm considering going out for dinner with my roommate and then coming back and streaming some more after that. As opposed to just kind of marathoning everything. Thank you so much, Asunavox. I appreciate it. Oh, I should probably heal my party. Let's fix Locke. Yeah, and even marathon, I say, like, loosely. Oh, I probably should just heal the whole party. Well, whatever. Because I don't... Like, it wouldn't be, like, long. It'd be less than a lot of people stream for a regular stream. But for me, a 3-hour stream is about average. So the fact that we're about to hit 4 hours-ish is longer than average, so... Kill the bad guys! That's my party. Yeah. No, my birthday party with friends is on Sunday, because turns out that people have to work on work days usually, and it's not the best day to choose for parties. Sabin sent you, right? Then he jumps on me. Alright, you guys ready for me to have not remembered how to do blitz? It's left, right, left. How unlucky it is that you have run into me, they say. He's got some bears. Oh, okay, so I have to hit the guys in the front row. Okay, fine. That's true, Terra is loaded for bear, so we're alright. I wonder what Bioblaster does for these folks. Let's find out. Okay, well there goes one bear. I don't know if he summons more bears if you kill his bears. Oh, hey, Caller! Well, thank you so much. It's always nice to have, like, familiar faces stop by the stream and say hi. I feel like life gets to the point where things are busier and harder for people more and more. Did I manage to successfully poison him? I don't remember. Off with you now. This song is called The Unforgiven. I forgot that it plays here. We play this in the band. That's like one of the trickiest things I play. I think we play it faster than this. Whoa. That part, I play that part. It's like hardest thing I play in Flute. See, like you can't say, how did you kill your own father? How could you do your own father in like that? Okay, let's see if I can do this. He snubbed me, his only son. Maybe because you... Your fine spirit. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think... Is it in 5-4? We've got an easy answer to this question. Page 35. Nope. Oh, actually, no, it's this one's. This shows it switching back and forth between 3-4 and 2-4, so that would be 5-4. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, it does have a section that's 4-4. Taste of my superior technique. Mortal attack, blizzard fist. No! No, there is actually a bit of a difference that it has to do with how something is emphasized and how things break down. Sorry. I keep hoping my dad might reach out to me for my birthday. Okay. Master taught you well. Fate will send you to your doom. Okay. Blitz. So it's left, right, left. Help me. What is it, guys? I don't remember. How do I do that? What is this blitz again? Please help remind me. Go to your doom now, young man. You're in trouble. Oh, that's what I tried doing. Did I time it wrong? I must have timed it wrong. Okay, so you two blitz, left, right, left, enter. Okay, I must have done something silly. He taught you that. If you hadn't been such a rush for power. Dun, 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 dun. 7. Oh, Cascade! Thank you, Cass! Locke is like, yay! This is cool! Some bodybuilder who had strayed from his gym. It's cute. I don't know what that is. No, Figaro will not be reduced to a puppet state. Edgar's like, no. You underestimate me as a king. And Sabin's like, oh, that's awesome, bro. You're so cool. I want to be cool like you, bro. He's like, but I thought you didn't want to get involved with things. And Sabin's like, no, I got huge. I can do this now. 10th, they're like, hey, you probably want this. Go outside and save and heal. Well, heal and save, actually, is the right order. Tusker! Tusker, 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 Tusker. Sorry. Yeah! Okay. apparently I have some sort of muscle memory for Sabin's Blitz. But no, it is true. It doesn't tell you unless you fail at it. It doesn't tell you how to do the Blitz. Yay, leveling. Oh man, listen to that electric guitar in the victory theme. It's so good. All right. Oh my god. Every time I come out to the overworld here. I don't think he does. So that's like a quarter circle forward, right? Yes, he does, and it is. Yeah. Do you want me to go ahead and go ahead? I just finished fighting a boss. I mean, would that be in position for you to wait half an hour? Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what's coming next. Just finished that. Oh, the Returner's hideout. Can I do the Returner's hideout in half an hour? I don't think so. Given me and things, I think I should probably. Okay, that works. Okay. All right. So how's this? No, I either have the option of stopping now and coming back, or leaving in an hour. As far as breaking up the story and things like that, I'm trying to remember because I'm gonna have a lot to say. So I'm also not super hungry yet, and this does feel like a good stopping point, doesn't it? It kind of has that feel. I have Aura Bolt. That's fantastic. Okay. I'm not hungry yet because I ate a ton of food for lunch at like noon, and it's now 6. Okay. I'm gonna use a tent here, right? Or I could use a, yeah. Should I use a tent? I don't know if I need a tent, actually. I don't think I do. I think I can just use the Terra sleeping bag method, which I might even have done before because this seems fairly natural. I don't even know if I need a tent. I don't need a tent yet. We'll fight some enemies. Alright, well in that case, friends, at the moment, I'm thinking I might come back and play for a few more hours. I'm not sure because I don't know how long dinner will take us, and I don't know how I will be feeling. If we leave, hang on, I'm gonna stick my head out. So I don't know about specific time to resume. It is 6 o'clock my time. We're gonna walk someplace. And thank you, Hot Brushings. Well, we're gonna be finishing up Mythic Ocean tomorrow. And we're doing Twilight Princess on Tuesdays. I don't know what time I'm gonna do this. If I'm gonna do this regularly. Yeah, I'm sorry, Blue Glass. The alternative is keeping an eye on Discord, and I'll be sure to let Discord know. Just in case, so that way, like, if you follow Discord, I'll be like, hey, looks like it's gonna be an hour, looks like it's gonna be like 2 hours, because, like, maybe I'll be back at, like, 8 my time and stream for another couple of hours, see how it goes. But yes, I feel like unless you have friends with you marathoning, it's generally a good idea to plan to take breaks. If you've got friends you can alternate, yeah. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for wishing me well and for happy birthdaying. Let's go ahead and here. Yes, and FluteBot will let you know when I start streaming again. So if you're not already in our Discord, but I think I know a lot of you, but I know there are probably some lurkers. So if you want to join the Discord, you can also lurk in the Discord and just follow. There's a there's a stream news channel. At the stream news channel, you can like choose to follow that and get notifications from that. And literally the only things that post in there are FluteBot auto letting people know that I've gone live, and me if I've got news like stream's been canceled for tonight, folks, which hopefully won't happen regularly. Yeah, so thank you all so much. This has been really fun, I love this game a lot, so it's really nice to be able to share it with people and just kind of ramble about it. And there's a lot of story stuff that's going to come up soonish that I have things to say about. So thank you, and let me know if you have feelings about streaming earlier in the day sometimes like this for people who are in other parts of the world, if this is something you like, or if this fits your schedule, if you're usually a person who can't make it to our regular streams. Let me know, and we'll make it work. And I will stick this up on YouTube for the folks who missed it, or if you only caught part of it and want to catch the rest. Anyway, I'm gonna go head out, but it's been lovely to see you all, and I may see you later tonight, and if not, I will be back tomorrow. Bye!